One, this is Russ. You have Russ as a guest streamer today. I think a
Hello
lot of
there.
you know Russ. As we get more people in here, we'll like reintroduce you. What's your thoughts on the whole Golos thing in Black Coffers? That is probably the big thing that someone will inevitably come in here and be like, "We're playing the wrong list. You're not playing Golos," and I don't know if I buy it. What do you think?
All right, so I have some challenges with Golos.
All right.
I was talking about this the other day on my stream when I was when I got the trophy. Because this is the elephant in the room. You know, Spike started running Golos, and then other people started running Golos. Golos feels great. It's Golos is like winning with control. You're winning, and you're winning big, and you're winning for a long time, and it feels great, and it feels more powerful than what it really is. Problem with Golos is it doesn't do anything until you have a lot of mana, and then it takes you from having a lot of mana, and it makes you more mana, right? So I can't see what your chat is saying, by the way. I'm actually hold on. Let me put it on the phone.
Yeah,
So
put
so
it up
where
somewhere.
so where Golos is bad is where this deck is bad, and that's in the early game, right? So if you are kind of sort of behind, if your opponent gets off to a fast start, Golos isn't going to get you back in the game. But Invoke Despair will. And the lists that are running Golos are trimming on Invoke Despair because otherwise you have Golos, you have Invoke Despair, your whole deck costs 5 mana, it's just not going to work, right? So my thought process is let's trim on the 5 drops. Let's completely eliminate the creature package altogether. If you notice, this deck isn't running any creatures, and I was going to say this before we started, but even the Murderous Rider cards are test cards.
And they're not
Those
really a
were
creature a lot of the time.
What's that?
They're not going to be a creature a lot of the time. It's going to swift
They're
in.
not going to be a creature a lot of the times. I think the jury's still out on that. Those were Blood Chief Stirs to deal with the Ragavans and the Dragon Rage Channelers and the Turn 1 Birds of Paradise, just to get 6 1-mana pieces of interaction, as opposed to right now we only have 4. I mean, technically you have the March, but that for the first turn requires an extra card.
True.
But I don't like the Golos plan. I think it's a win more card. Testing for me has shown it's a win more card. And here's the other thing. The Golos package also leads to people running cards that cost 8 mana. And I cannot tell you how many times I've seen streamers
You just draw it.
play this deck and they're staring at their 8 mana card and they lose with 7 mana in play. Because Urborg and Coffers and 5 lands produces 7 mana, not 8. So you need that 6 land, which is a whole other turn, which sometimes you don't get to. And sometimes you don't find that other land, to be quite honest. Sometimes you're staring at your 8 mana spell for 3 turns before you can cast it, while you're looking at 7 mana. So for that reason, I don't have Golos. I don't have 8 mana spells. I'm very focused on being efficient with the cards I have. And I found Golos was just a lightning rod. Because by the time you cast Golos, your opponent has at least 2 removal spells in their hand. And in this world, a lot of times it's not even Lightning Bolt. A lot of times it's Unholy Heat, or it's, some other card, March of the Otherworld Journey, or they have a Planeswalker out that can just bounce it to your hand.
Oh yeah.
So for all those reasons, I really don't like the Golos package. I see people on the Discord talking about Golos, debating what to put in their Golos package, what land can you get with it, and I'm just sitting here thinking that's really not the direction that this deck really thrives in. If you also notice, I'm not playing any tutors except for Expedition Map.
I did notice that you don't have the profane tutors, which I like. A few people like other things. I know one of the first builds I played had increasing ambition. I think the black one where it has
The 3 mana one, draw 3 cards.
No. It's really expensive. It was played in Omni Thragfire. That's what caught my eye.
Oh, is that the one with X in the casting cost? It's like you search for X cards.
No. Let me find it. Because it's in part of the increasing stuff. It's increasing ambition. 5 mana, search, and then flashback search as well.
Oh, I see. It was
the graveyard,
one,
it's 2 cards and stuff.
Yeah, so I found that the good tutors are slow, right?
Yeah.
They just have to be because they can never reprint demonic tutor, so they're slow. And I found profane tutor, which once so Tryon built this deck, and I took it for a spin, and I was the first person to put profane tutor in the list. So for me to cut it is saying something, because I was the one who first started streaming with that card on the list, and people, gravitated towards it. Spike developed that on his own. I'm sure Spike wasn't watching my stream.
Yeah.
And then other people gravitated towards it. Here's a couple things I didn't like about it. There's a non-zero number of games where it actually doesn't come off suspend, then you just lose.
Yeah, because Teferi shows up. I was about to ask, how many times do you have it in play?
That's the other thing that I was about to say. When you suspend it, you summon Teferi to the top of your opponent's library.
Exactly.
And you know that's going to be the next card they're going to draw. Now, I know people say, well, you can kill Teferi. We have a lot of ways to kill Teferi. But a smart control player will just wait for that thing to have one suspend counter on it, play Teferi, you can't react to it, and now your tutor's dead.
Well, yeah, you have a million sorcery speed things at that point when they play Teferi, because we're not playing counters. So
yeah, and even if you have instant speed stuff, you can't do anything about it because it's in play, and then Teferi says your instants are useless.
Teferi has text on it.
It has text on it. So for that reason, I have completely abandoned ship on Teferi. This is a slower deck, which tends to have problem with fast aggressive decks. Maze Mind Tome solves all of our problems. It gives you life. It searches for cards. It grinds in the grindy games. It can get you 3 cards deep almost immediately by just scrying if you want to, both at the end of your turn and during your upkeep before you draw a card. The last time I streamed, that happened at least twice, where I needed a card. Let's say it was Damnation. I'm like, I need a Damnation. I'm like, okay. And the turn scry, not there. Upkeep scry, not there. And I draw my card for the turn, and there it is, Damnation. And I ended up winning that game. So it happens. And the 4 life gain is not irrelevant. No. I like to describe this deck as a deck that bends but doesn't break, where you will cede a lot of life, you will cede a lot of territory in the beginning of the game, but in the mid game you tend to come back, in the late game you just take over.
I've seen you play the Maze Mind Tome, and even in Red Prison we've experimented with this card in that it was the way to prevent burn from like killing us and gave us that card advantage that red kind of lacks, and black lacks card advantage at times too. So I did like to see this pop up in here. It's kind of, if you will, the Ragavan Darcy Dragon Rage channeler lists are playing Darcy plus Consider and digging like crazy deep. This gives you that option here in black by being colorless. I do like it. Yep. I like your takes on Golos. I'm in the camp with you as well. I knew I would like you on stream here. I think we're ready to go. There's one stipulation, and I think you might have chat up, but Uncle DB's told you no cursing. Let's keep it clean here tonight.
No cursing. Uh-oh. Let me see. I said view stream, and now my computer's thinking. It says, I've been disconnected. Sit tight. We're patching you back in.
Oh, on Discord? Yeah,
on Discord.
Oh, I'm streaming it straight over to Russ. We'll just say that's Russ's fault. It shouldn't be my fault.
I got your stream up on my phone, but it's so small I could barely see it. I'd rather see it on my computer while we're doing this live, but what are you gonna do? I don't know why it's not working.
Let me restream it to you really quick. It's
okay.
It doesn't take me but a second to
Sorry about that. Oh, there it is.
All right.
Difficulties, but now we are up and we are live.
We're just gonna jump in too. Get things a rolling.
Let's see if we can get lightning to strike twice. So for those in chat, how many people we got watching right now? 20 people? All right, that's enough. So for those in chat, here's the deal. If I get through the whole stream without cursing, Uncle Dave said he's going to give 5 subs to both Fluffy and myself. So that's a positive. So hopefully I don't curse.
I don't think you will, because you're more like watching. There's something different when you feel like you draw the card. Obviously it's all digital, but me drawing the card versus you're kind of watching not drawing the card. That's different.
That's true. That's true. I am a character when I do draw the card. So.
We'll see how it goes. I mean, what will be perfect here is you probably, I swear, Magic Online has this thing where we will play Murktide once to twice during this league, and you may never see Murktide because for whatever reason, Magic Online never pairs your account with Murktide. Conspiracy, but
I played versus I played versus Murktide twice in my 5-0 league.
Oh, good. Then we'll be set for this stream because I can't beat Urborg. What do you think of one landers though?
This is an automatic mulligan.
Here we go. One landers.
We're in the draw.
We are in the draw. We are in the draw. Could get rid of like.
I actually like this hand. I like getting rid of Karn here.
Karn? Okay.
Yeah, because you may never cast Karn. Everything else you could cast, and you might need to pitch that damnation.
There we go.
I almost cursed right there, but you called it. I almost cursed, but you definitely called it. I think we got to go expedition map and just get ready to try to sack that, I guess.
You don't want to try to march this and hope that they kept a one land or two?
No, because here's why. We're already down a card, so marching it puts us down 2 cards versus a deck that tends to just try to pull ahead and pull away from you. And if we march that, we're gonna look real stupid if he just dashes a Ragavan next turn.
All right. Fair enough. We'll expedition then. What's up, Grace? Thanks for the 36 months at 3 years.
Hey, Grace, how you doing?
Pretty good. Waited 3 years. Did Grace know us for all 3 of those years?
36 months. My goodness. All right, that's good. You didn't want to draw. I mean, that's good in this matchup, but in this position, you definitely didn't want to draw that.
Here's his Ledger Shredder. I don't think this card's very good. We don't have really the best options here. A Fatal Push would clear it, but
I don't see us winning this game. I really don't. I mean, you got to play it out, but they would really need to not have. They would really need to not have a counterspell, which they're going to be looting with this Ledger Shredder. Right? What is that thing? A 2/4?
Yeah, it's a 2/4 right now.
I mean, we would need to naturally draw Urborg to have any shot of winning this game at this point.
I mean, we go for that then at least, and we're just going to play the map, or are we going to march away this? I mean, if we march away this...
You're just going to... I think you play a second map. You can't march away that, because then you lose your damnation.
Okay. We'll go 1 to 2 more draws.
Yeah. I mean, we're playing towards damnation and him falling asleep. Oh, my God. All right, so that's either a show of strength that he has more than one counterspell in his hand. That's what I'm taking that as just a show of strength. And I don't, the question's going to be here: can we get the second land and start baiting him with, all right?
No,
I mean,
I'm willing to at least attempt a march here.
Yeah, I think you have to march the Ragavan here. I think in response to this, you march the Ragavan right now.
We'll get rid of
the rider.
Let's see what happens.
Oh no.
Second spell.
Oh, sure, you got it.
It's a 3/5 now. Urborg would be the best draw, probably.
Yeah, because Urborg turns that Cabal Coffers into an actual land.
Mm-hmm. Otawara. We got Petty Theft, 3 cards, 3/9.
Oh my God, are we serious here?
I mean, I play fast. Oh my gosh.
Well, he's using his counter spells. I mean, we are two. I mean, he's got two cards left in hand, so we are 2 lands away from being able to use his damnation. All right, that's land number 1. Let's start digging. Let's play a tome.
But we're dead.
He's gonna forget about it.
Okay, he's gonna forget. I love it.
No, he's not.
All right, let's go to game 2. All right. What do we like?
All right, so in this, I mean, if memory serves me correctly, I don't think I sorted out a single card in this matchup.
I mean, we need to hit not the coffers, basically.
I mean, that was just a series on a. Oh no! I think I remember. I did one thing. I sided in that engineer explosives. What did I take out? I think I take out. I think I took out a maze monotone
Maybe a March.
because I don't think this. I don't think this is a matchup where we can mess around.
We have a lot of time. I mean, we can always go get this with Karn if we're really that deep in the tank here.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think this is a matchup where we're gonna have time to just sit there and be like, I'm gonna draw a card and then draw a go, I draw another card. They're a tempo deck. They're not built to give us that time.
You still like this Cling just for draw and gain life?
Yeah, the Cling could draw, gain life.
Is
That's
Walking
not
Ballista
bad.
really that great here over like, a Thoughtseize or something?
I don't like this card here. If you got rid of the Walking Ballista, I would put in a Feed the Swarm just for another 2-mana removal spell. That's actually might not be a bad idea because Ballista can't effectively deal with that
Ledger Shredder.
2/4 or
Yeah.
whatever that thing is called.
Yeah, Ledger Shredder is a
Shredder.
1/3, but it grows so quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I was looking at this as a removal too. That's why I was looking at initially the Cling to Dust, but I like this. This works. And we have the
Yeah.
EE as well. Send it.
Yeah, that deck doesn't run a whole lot of sorceries and artifacts, so if you can cling either their expressive iteration or their bobble,
Their bobble.
it makes them have a hard time getting delirium online.
That makes sense. That makes sense. It's true. You can get more of the narrow cards that gives them that delirium. All right. Well, we got 3 lands here.
Yeah, this is a solid keep right here.
This
This is an autopilot hand. Like we don't have to
you want
say anything. Just
lead with Vista or the Swamp?
Oh, definitely the swamp because you want to draw your lands, so you want to keep them in the deck for as long as possible.
Okay. Will do. Will do. Off we go. This is a much better start. We'll kill whatever probably here.
Oh yeah.
I don't like.
Because the guy's running 427 spell pierces, so you can't, you can't wait for combat to kill that.
I'll take them dashing in another one. It happens, obviously. Oh, yeah. All right. We have the spell pierce from my opponent.
That's fine. All right. Well, 3 swamps.
Right off the top. Where was these last game?
All right. Well, you know what? Next turn, you could play a land. You could play Karn. Karn's going to get countered. Then you could play another land. You could play Invoke Despair. Invoke Despair is going to get countered. Then you could play another land, and then you could play Karn again. I mean, he needs to have 3 counter spells to be effective here. So we'll see. Let's start with Karn.
We'll go with Karn because we can do Karn plus map next turn.
Yeah.
I like how you just detailed everything out. You do remember that whenever we speak of cards on the stream, they appear in our opponent's hands.
Yep.
Okay. I'm just wondering. I don't know whose side you're on just yet. This is looking like a Murktide.
It could be.
We'll see. Fire Bluff, tapped. Okay.
It's not a Murktide. All right, see? So now we just cast Invoke Despair into his Spell Pierce.
No, into Counterspell.
Or into Counterspell.
Okay, well, I guess it's worth trying because we have the second one now.
Well, I mean, you have to be efficient with your mana, so you can't you can't leave stuff up.
So you want to do Karn and map?
Hold on. I'm thinking here. If you play the Bloodstained Mire and go get Cabal Coffer, if you play the map, let's say you play the map and do nothing, then you go get Cabal Coffers, then you play Coffers next turn. Coffers is only 1 mana on this board. Actually, Coffers would be 6, 7 mana next turn. You still can't double spell, so I still like just hard casting Invoke Despair here.
Mm-hmm. Test the counter basically, and if they don't have the counter, we start to pull ahead. I like this. I think it's Counterspell here. I don't think it's Spell Pierce. Oh, Flusterstorm. Nice.
He's gonna ride. His plan is to ride his 1 mana 2 on the victory here. That's fine.
I think the next turn, if they definitely play a creature, we're just gonna try Karn map possibly, and I think the Invoke Despair is kind of like the 3rd turn here. Goes a Swamp. That's good. Kind of. Bolts us.
That's not good.
Bolts us.
What is going on here?
Snap bolt.
Is he Murktide in here?
Floating blue.
Why would he do that?
Because he has Counterspell and Lethal on board. Why wouldn't he?
Well, why would he?
All right. X can be 6, which isn't really enough.
I mean, he's clear. I mean, why wouldn't he hold up his clues is my point. So.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Other than they're worried about us laying down a card and then they can't use them later. And they have 4 mana already and they saw a card.
So if you play map, he's going to let that resolve. Then you can crack map and go get Cabal Coffers. You could play Coffers, tap 2.
And 4.
Right, and then it adds 4 mana, which means...
Hit Ragavan with gain 3. Go to 10. Take Murktide to face. Go to 2. We have to beat the last card. I mean, if the last card is a counterspell, it doesn't matter what we do here. So gaining some...
I think it's pretty clear it's a counterspell. I think you play map here and see what he does. You can't just rip off Invoke Despair. I think you need to start with map and hope he counters it.
I mean, I think we're going all the way to set up the next turn and marching here and hoping Invoke can hit the Murktide next turn.
Yeah, I agree. And if he plays 2 creatures next turn, then you'll have 7 mana, and then you can Karn in the Snaring Bridge.
Yep. We're getting what, Coffers here? Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't get any fancy Coffers. And we want to do this. Doesn't matter.
That's going to be 4, so that's 3, 5. That Murktide's a 6/6. So yeah, you want to just how big? You have to Murktide's a 6/6. You have 4 mana, so I would. That's an 8/8.
Yeah, it's an 8/8.
My eyes are so bad. Well, either way, 8/8. I would just hit.
Just hit Monkey right now.
Yeah, I don't think the extra 2 life matters because you already used 2 lightning bolts. Unless that last card in hand is a monkey. But if you hit that monkey for 3, right?
Right.
You'll be at 2, so dashing monkey does kill you.
I mean, they left 2 blue up. I think we just go for this here. If they've got the counter, they've got it, and we're just postulating the world here.
that first hand killed us.
All right. Well, pressure's off now. Don't have to worry about it with 5-0s.
Pressure's off. Now I just have to worry about not cursing. It would be good to go. Hello, everybody in chat.
Woo. Woo.
How are you all doing?
Make it happen. I told you, Murktide's the curse on this stream. If there was
I think we have like a 60% win rate versus Murktide. That was very, especially this version of the list. That was very uncharacteristic of how this match is supposed to go. We didn't draw any relics.
That.
Right? We didn't draw any relics.
True.
We drew 1 fatal push in 2 games. We got land screwed. I could say screwed. That's not a curse. We got land screwed the first game.
I like how you paused and thought about it.
I was like, is this going to cost me $5? I'm getting a bottle of water. I'll be right back.
All right. We're obviously going to play first. I'll wait and ask him, should we have
I told you, I'll be good. I said, if you ever had me on, I'll be good.
What a great hand, isn't it?
This is going to be one of those nights. All right. Yep, nice mulligan.
All right,
this is better. This is much better. You could actually I
don't know what you put back, honestly. We're on the play.
Well, on the play versus an unknown opponent. I say
and they mull to 6.
I say you put back Karn.
You really like putting back Karn, but I'm okay with that.
Well, here's why. I'm looking at turn 1 map.
Yep. Turn
2 crack map. Go get Urborg or Coffers, either one. Turn 3, you can kill something.
Yep. And then
right?
we'll get
and
some
if
despair.
You get Urborg or Coffers, hopefully you draw the other one, and then you can invoke Despair. So you have 2 pieces of removal and hopefully draw 2 more cards. True. And interact with him, you know?
And you think if we just played Karn, we would be going to get something, but Karn's not going to live.
That's pretty much what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I mean, like, I look at Karn, I'm like, that is access to bridge, and my little, prison brain is just like, that's what you want to do all the time. Here comes Murktide round 2.
Yeah, great.
This is the Murktide stream. That's a good draw.
Yeah, that's perfect. This is perfect. All right, this is great.
And we fire it off here.
Right here. Yep, just for one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't let this monkey on turn 1 and going, well, I want to wait. You just can't. It kind of sucks, but you just can't.
You know what? You can if he goes red black, you can. But
okay,
if he plays blue red, you got to take that thing out.
Oh, little Jess guy. Oh.
I see dead people. Perfect land to draw there. There we go. You just kill that before he gets to tap it.
Yeah. Make sure I'm doing the right one. Interesting. Jace to the face.
See, now here you could just go grab Coffers, and then you have Invoke Despair up.
Yeah, the following turn. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, if we just hit land, we might just... Murder Strider's going to get bolted, right?
Yeah, we're not in a rush for that. Good. Now we have protection. You can just you don't have to do anything here.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just crack map at the end step.
Yep. And now you basically have all the lands you need. You don't need it really any more than 6 mana to make this deck tick. So
it's true because you have the lower curve in your version.
Exactly. And I don't foresee this deck we're playing against playing anything that costs 3 and 4 mana. So you don't need to save. You don't need to save that fetch land for I don't even know what would cost 3 or 4 mana.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, see, now you can just kill that, go get the thing, and Invoke Despair on an empty board feels terrible to get hit with that. Because your opponent's losing 6 life and you're drawing 3 cards. It's brutal.
That's fantastic. I'm going to fetch here too. Kind of don't need lands, I don't think. So we just go for it.
Heck yeah.
You don't think they have Spell Pierce?
If it is, it is. What are you going to do?
Cry.
You get the most value when it's not hitting stuff. Invoke feels terrible when you invoke and your opponent's like, I'll get rid of Abundant Growth, Run in 6, and this stupid 1/1 I have. And you're just like, you really feel like you haven't gotten any value out of it. The more cards you draw off Invoke Despair, the way better it is.
Well, Teferi would be played as a 3-drop, but we can't Fatal Push that.
Right. So you have 4, 5, 10. You have 7 mana this turn, so you could go Karn plus something else. There you go, Karn plus Murderous Rider. That's actually not bad.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
We can go Karn plus... Oh, we don't have a...
All right, so here's what I... All right, is that a
Sword
Fire and Ice? Interesting.
And that's what they're going to play? Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. You serious right now, opponent? Opponent, you serious?
Oh, they're serious. They're for reals.
They are serious. All right, so hear me out. Hear me out, right?
I'm hearing.
If your opponent had a counterspell, there is absolutely no way in the world he would tap out with you going into a turn having a potential 9 mana, 7 mana, right?
I totally agree.
So here's what I think we should do here. I think we play Karn. I think we play Swamp. I think we play Karn. I think we fetch Sundering Titan, and I think we play the Murderous Rider.
I'm good with that. Yeah, I was thinking the Murderous Rider is a great way to block this, and Karn... The other thing I thought about is maybe Karn downtick because of Bolt is very likely in Jeskai. But then, I mean, like, I like the idea.
They're both dying this turn. They have 3 cards in hand, and I guarantee you, both of them, 2 of those 3 cards can deal with.
Just making sure you have a lot of swamps.
I guarantee you, 2 of those 3 cards could deal with both Karn and Murder Shredder. That's not the idea. The idea is you're setting up the next turn.
The next turn
to take out all of their lands.
Let's do it.
And then after they kill Karn, you can always go and get Karn back with that land you have in your hand.
I do like this land just as the one of to grab stuff, like you're kind of saying.
Yeah.
I do like that a lot. It's been very nice when you're able to run this and just like cycle to go get anything.
Like you're about to be able to do right now.
Exactly.
All right, so my opponent is he's definitely land flooded.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't missed a land drop yet, and he only has 3 cards in hand. He hasn't really played anything to give him card advantage except for that one expressive iteration and that one Stoneforge Mystic. Oh, he can't even equip the sword. Oh my god.
Well, yeah, that's why we're doing Karn, but there goes Karn.
Oh, now he can.
Okay, sword shows up. Sword doesn't show up.
Or he'll just go right to combat. Oh, he's probably going to put Cauldron in play.
Okay.
All right, well, here comes it. All right, so if you play Swamp, you tap 2, that's 6, 7, 8.
It's not quite enough to do Murderous Rider and Sundering Titan.
No, you really need an Urborg to make that happen. I still like just slamming Sundering Titan. I'm getting the sense he's not big on counter spells.
Yeah, I think this is worth it. We lose one
and
swamp
he went
here,
and got a sword, so that tells me he's got Cauldron in his hand. You are going to lose a swamp here, but no big deal. You have plenty of them. You do get to take out 3 of his lands.
Yeah. Floating white,
Here
double
comes
white.
Cauldron.
Wandering? What is this?
What is this?
Floats all their
Oh,
mana.
he's getting mana.
They're going to exile this with a Solitude, so we're going to get to 6 lands.
You just take out all his white mana here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can take out all his white mana here.
Let's just do this.
No. Take out his white mana. All of it white.
Okay.
There you go.
And my swamp. Let's grab a swamp that's been tapped. And then they're totally going to Solitude this. And they're going to
have nothing left.
And then we'll have Murderous Rider, and I'll just use this to go get Karn back and then go get Sundering Titan again. I'm going to gain a bunch here.
Yeah, pretty much.
I do lose one more land here. It's a little bit sad.
That's fine. You got plenty. What do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5. So that'd be 1, 2, 5. You have 8 mana. Yeah. So you could still cast Murderous Rider this turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you could still Murderous Rider.
I mean, they can't equip
Solitude.
They can't
or
equip.
You could just play a big fat Walking Ballista and say, beat that.
Yeah, I like the Walking Ballista now. Let's just do a Walking Ballista and just like pick some stuff off and swing.
Yeah. Oh, is that how big is that thing?
4/4, 1/2, and 3/2.
I would take out this or not.
Or not.
I was gonna say I would take out the Stoneforge Mystic now,
Mm-hmm.
leave Solitude, and then just take out Solitude next turn. But it didn't matter.
I don't think a lot of people. I've seen so many people with Solitude go Solitude to Sundering Titan. I'm like, you're gonna lose a lot of lands here.
Yeah, you have nothing. Especially if you have Urborg out.
Urborg just makes it great. All right.
So I don't think this deck is playing anything out of the graveyard. So this is an easy 3 relics out, 3 Thoughtseizes in.
Really? You would take the relics out instead of like a pair of marches?
Yeah, this deck seems very creature heavy. This deck feels creature heavy and it feels planeswalker heavy. And their interaction spells are removal spells. They're not counter spells.
Okay, you're thinking it's more.
Now I'm willing to bet he's bringing in counter spells, given what just happened. But until I see them,
we want to just go for a swap.
Yeah,
I'd love to see them play a Snapcaster.
I mean, listen. They're in the graveyard. They're in the sideboard. So there's nothing that says you can't grab them with Karn.
Yeah, I do like citing out artifacts for that exact reason in here. Nothing else? You don't want to feed the swarm in here or something maybe lower than the damnation?
I mean, I guess you could put in 1 feed the swarm over. I guess you could put in two feed the swarms over 2 damnations. I can't see damnation hitting more than 1 creature, but it's nice to have just as a, oh my god, I need a damnation.
Let's do that because we have the invoke here, and I agree with you. I mean, at most, I feel like there'd be 2 creatures out there, and if it's Cauldron, damnation's not doing anything to Cauldron.
Damnation's definitely not doing anything against Cauldron. You are correct.
So,
although I do like making Cauldron a creature, killing the germ, and then
yeah.
What is with this today? This is the third time this has happened in 4 hands.
All right.
That's better. Obviously, we're ditching a map here.
We have a push. Opponent mulled to 5.
That's good. That's good. I think the way the opponent wins this game, and I apologize for mentioning it, is they go turn 1 Monkey. We push it. They go turn 2 Stoneforge Mystic, and we can't do anything about it, and they go get Cauldron, and they win the game on that.
We'll see. We'll see. You're getting a question in chat. I think you have chat like up on your phone or something.
I do. Laura just asked me something, so hold on. I'm just responding to her, and then I'm going to respond to chat. So, what is the question in chat? Stickballruss, I don't know if you can see chat. What is your opinion on the Coffers build with Profane Tutor? My man, you are late to the party. We talked about that, but I can
recap it.
Rehash it.
Map or Fatal Push open?
No, I just play map. If he had Monkey, he would have played it.
Okay.
And actually, believe it or not, next turn I'm not cracking map. I'm establishing that Maze Mind Tome.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good because we drew the land. All right.
And you never know. Like you have 3 Coffers and 3 Urborg, so you don't know which one you're going to naturally draw. So and you don't need the land. So you have land drops for the next few turns.
Use this
so
one. You
might
get one or the other.
You might as well establish I'm going to draw 2 cards a turn for the next 4 turns. Like you don't even care about that. The real prize here is that tome. It's not the map. Oh my god, even better. Let's go. All right. So anyway, I think what your question's asking is not only the Profane Tutor version of this deck, but also the Golos version of this deck, which happens to be one and the same. I don't play those, and I'll tell you why. I don't play those because Golos tends to be a card that's great when you're already doing great. Golos tends to be a card that, hey, look at that. You can kill that and draw a card. Even better. So Golos tends to be a card that is good in the late game, and that's not where this deck needs help. This deck generates a bazillion mana, so you don't need help once you already have a lot of mana.
All right. Question.
Yes.
You don't think we fire this Thoughtseize off in here anywhere, do you?
Not at all. And here's and let me tell you why. I like the Fatal Push and the draw card for a number of reasons. One, we start the snowball engine, which he will never be able to come back from by just drawing 2 cards a turn that Maze Mind Tome. 2, if you Thoughtseize him here, you leave a land up, and you're not
like
as
to be
efficient
really
with your mana.
efficient. Yeah. All right. I see a little bit of the Thoughtseize possibly in taking the sword and Fatal Pushing, where now we're going to have, if we go here and we don't do the Maze Mind, we're going to have a sword that, I mean, like we can invoke and stuff, but everything that we do targets. Now we could get Karn to get this off.
Yep.
I guess we have Ugin as well. That's not black that can target as well. Okay, I'm good with the draw then.
Yeah, and then if you don't draw anything, next turn you could Thoughtseize and draw a card.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you could have your cake and eat it too.
All right.
Yeah, so anyway, so this deck needs a lot of help in the early game. It doesn't need help in the late game. So that's the reason why I gravitate more towards cards that help you with your early game. The reason why I don't play Profane Tutor is because, one, it takes 2 turns, and there are a lot of games where you need to top deck an answer, and you top deck Profane Tutor, and you just lose because it never comes off the stack. It's also not good versus Chalice of the Void. I've had people play Chalice on 0 when I play Profane Tutor. It's really not good versus Teferi.
Chalice.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, we've all seen that happen before. So, like, I mean, when it's good, it's great, and it feels fantastic. Trust me, I know. It feels like you're on top of the world. You can't lose. It's the best card ever printed.
And then it just never goes off. You want to be doing something else.
Right. And then, so when I build a deck and Fluffy, you know this because we've been talking for a very long time. When I build a deck so that it's good in a 15-round tournament.
Oh yeah, I do the same.
Right. So yeah, I mean you could spike a 5-0. I think I'm scrying at during your upkeep here.
Same mind here.
yeah, I definitely think you're scrying during your upkeep here.
All right, Thoughtseize looks good here though still.
Thoughtseize still looks good.
You want like Urborg or something? Probably a land is what we're looking for.
Yeah, I keep that on top. Because you could Thoughtseize and you could play the land and you could play another tome.
Yeah. This way we can get rid of the Batterskull. Oh look! Oh my gosh!
Hey, Batterskull's gotta go here.
Yeah.
See ya.
Snapcaster can do a little bit of work here, but it's not too frightening.
Not yet.
1, 2. I guess they can put sword in a equip if they wanted to.
That's fine.
I think this is worth another couple scries.
Yeah, because Snapcaster is going to kill your blocker if you do happen to get Ugin out.
Mm-hmm. This is looking good.
Yeah, so back to what I was saying. So yeah, so I build decks to play in like 15-round tournaments. I wanna have game versus everything, and there are just too many situations where you just lose because you're wholly reliant on that profane tutor, and it gets stopped somewhere or another. You give your opponents 2 turns to deal with it.
And that's different than what I usually play on the stream. Like every day, because we're streaming so frequently, I tune things to hit what's going on. That's very different than what Russ is suggesting, which is the wider tournament. If I go play a challenge on the weekend, my list is going to look totally different than, okay, I saw Aspiring Spike playing this list today. 2 people are probably going to pick it up for the night.
Right. Hey, Lawrence here. I think you're scrying here in response. Don't forget to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Bottom.
I don't think we need that. Yeah.
We need to start finding something new.
Well, with 3 swamps out, that Cabal Coffers is just basically swamp number 4 at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're scrying here. I think we're just taking the natural draw at this point.
Okay.
And we're just draw. Oh, okay, that's good. That works. Mm-hmm. That's a card. You want to draw a card first? See what's up?
Yeah. I like drawing here and then trying to Thoughtseize. I mean, these are the 2 cards that we have to worry about.
I don't think you have to Thoughtseize now. I think you just kill that thing.
You don't want to just...
No?
I think we can Thoughtseize here. I'm taking Snapcaster. They do sword and they can equip it. That's fine. If they top deck a land, they sword equip, and then we take the damage, and then we have to discard.
Yeah, I have an idea. Hear me out. Play your Coffers,
mm-hmm.
and don't do anything. Because at the end of turn, he's going to tap that to put the sword in play, and in response to him doing that,
fire that off.
You kill the thing, and then he can't untap, play Snapcaster, and attack you with a sword equipped.
Okay, you don't want to take Snapcaster and avoid the expressive iteration here?
No.
Okay. What's up, Dylan? How's it going? All right, this is what's happening.
No, I don't want to do that because you're going to win this game on the back of that Ugin. So here we go. This is perfect. So right here, just make sure your stops are set up right, and you could take that thing out, and now he can't do the thing.
Yeah, just making sure I'm clicking this right. It's been a little bit. There we go. Cool. And I mean, like if they hit, I mean, they could just put Snapcaster in and put this on, but then they're not getting the graveyard. I think it's Snapcaster Expressive or even Wear and Tear or Prismatic here.
I think with 1 card in his hand, I think he's priced into Snapcaster Expressive here.
Ooh, all right.
All right, well, we're going to be ditching that Thoughtseize then. It is what it is. Right? Because that's the one that untaps all his lands and make you discard a card?
Yes.
All right, that was a fantastic draw by the opponent. But it's not going to... I mean, if you... Honestly, I think you scry at the beginning of your turn here, and I think you go find... And I think you're searching for a land here. Because I don't think he can beat Ugin. I really don't.
Ugin would be tough, for sure.
I think you need to draw a land here off the top.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ugin, don't forget, Ugin's also 2 cards a turn. It's more than just it's more than just a 2/2 dude every turn.
Well, yeah, because you uptick. Now they got their own Maze Mind Tome now from us, so this will be interesting card advantage here.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a peek. Gain a little bit of life too. Why not?
This is an interesting multi-5 by the opponent. You know what he has in his hand. You're drawing 3 cards off that with a mana left over. I like that. I like that on top a lot.
You like that on top, even though we're gonna get hit
it
again.
On top a whole
All right,
lot.
I'm good with this. I mean, it's definitely not a bad card. We won't have a mana left over, but we're gonna draw some cards.
You're gonna drawing 3 cards always makes something happen.
And we can always like make sure the sword doesn't happen. They're gonna draw their own card here.
Yeah, let them do it. There's a land, and there's a Cling to Dust to counter Snapcaster Mage, and you can discard that.
I could discard that, yeah. Let's see what they do.
This is an interesting spot. That monkey draw by the opponent made this game interesting.
If you want to call it that. I hate the monkey.
I know, but this game was very over if you didn't draw that monkey card.
And so with the sword is making it really awkward too, because it's kind of like they're getting a card, getting a little bit of mana, and we're discarding. But if we can like keep up with this, they may be nervous to do this though because of the open mana here.
Oh my god! If he plays that and equips a sword, he might just lose instantly.
I like how confident you are. Like we were in the driver's seat, then Monkey made it interesting, and then if this equipped, we're in the driver's seat again. I'm not so convinced if this is just equipped here.
Oh my. Okay. All right. So he's slow rolling this year.
Mm-hmm. He's going to attach the sword to the Ragavan here.
This is the slow roll. What you're looking at right here.
And do we want to cling to draw then?
Yeah. I mean, it can't hurt at this point. Nothing has haste.
I'm gonna get rid
of Wookiee flashback with Snapcaster Mage.
Prismatic ending?
Yeah. Whatever was a good flashback target.
There's no good flashback targets. Artist Rider. Doesn't hit anything.
I disagree. That hits. Oh no, it doesn't.
Nothing.
That has pro black.
I disagree with your disagree.
That has pro black. No. Okay. How much does Ugin take to cast here? Can you cast Ugin? Yeah, you can cast Ugin.
I can. I have 1 left over.
You know, I don't hate putting Ugin in play right now. Was that 5? Because Ugin has a 5 butt, right? So he won't be able to attack
if I
down.
Go up, yeah.
Oh, you're definitely going up because you need to draw into Karn of some sort. So
you don't like invoke here, just to like clear 1 of these and then draw 2.
He also loses some life. Jeez, I don't know.
Because if you draw 2 and stuff, okay, let's just go down that line. Then I have probably something to discard. Maybe even Feed the Storm gets discarded. Then Ugin cleans up the last creature here. Snapcaster's just a 2.
Maybe not, because you could block with the 2/2 and then put the card, whatever the 2/2 was in your hand.
You're saying
and he doesn't have enough power in play. He doesn't have enough power in play to kill Ugin. And you know he has Snapcaster and some other random card in his hand. So if he attacks Ugin with the sword dude, right, then you don't do anything because the sword only affects if it hits you.
Yeah.
Right? I like getting Ugin in play and making him jump through hoops to kill it.
I think it's very close. I guess
because the 2/2 also just blocks and kills that natural pro black guy.
I guess if we had 2 more damnations in here and didn't sideboard one of them out, there's Urborg tucked under here, then there'd be an argument for drawing because then we have the damnation that would help us, but we don't have that line since we sideboarded 2 out. So this line makes I can get behind this line now.
Yeah.
I forgot that
I
this
mean,
isn't black as well. I was like, well, we're just making 2/2 that does nothing.
yeah, and I mean you're at 20 life. You are so far away from just dying. So like he has to attack Ugin here. And then the question becomes, you know, that's fine. And you get what? What was that on there? Urborg?
Urborg. So it'll
Okay.
open up Invoke plus Murder Strider, but Murder Strider doesn't hit anything. But they have to attack with both of these to kill Ugin.
That's all right.
Yeah, I like our spot here.
Now Urborg generates a ton of mana here.
Yeah, a lot of extra mana. So the Invoke now drawing 2 will probably be able to play whatever comes off the
Yeah.
top. I like this.
Yeah,
Though.
so you got to invoke, draw 2 cards, play a bunch of stuff off the top. And let's not forget he loses 4 life off of that. So like you're now in random walking ballista ends this game territory.
I know. It's so funny that you can rip Walking Ballista and do the last bolt worth of damage sometimes. What do they send? Like, they can't let this just live. Yeah. All right. Ugin saves a 6, the untap, and the life gain. Life loss and the discard. Nah, I don't think they can let Ugin sit there for a turn.
Oh, if they hit you, you would have just discarded Cling to Dust anyway.
Hmm.
Ooh.
It's a way to get rid of
Hold on, I'm thinking. If you play that you need to... How much mana... Hold on. If you play that stupid thing, Coffers gives you 4...
That's 4.
5, 6, 7.
8.
7's not enough. You got to play Urborg here and just invoke Despair.
Yeah. We're just gonna have fun with this. I mean, we have so much mana left over. Let's just...
So if he plays Snapcaster Mage in response to try to save his thing, then you kill the Snapcaster Mage.
We just do that.
That is great.
I guess I do it now.
That is great.
Yeah, because then if they try to flash and Snapcaster, so it's hasted, if you will.
Then you have March.
I march it with probably the feed.
And you know what? You really don't care about losing all the cards in your hand because you have a card in play that just says draw a bunch of cards.
Card. I know, yeah.
So like you're almost incentivized. Oh yeah, here we go. I would just kill that right now. Don't even let him untap.
You don't even want him to do the sword?
No.
Okay.
Because if he didn't have counter spells, he brought him in.
Oh, and I forgot. I don't even have to pitch here. I forgot. Snapcaster's not a 1/2. It's a 2/1.
That's right.
No wonder no one plays that card anymore. All right, opponent. Do what you want.
21 life. Let's go.
And you're right. There's no counter spells here. There are no counter spells. Mystic Gate. Question mark card.
All right. Well, Porter drew 2. I mean, that Maze Mind Tome was +4. It got him right back in this game off that monkey. That funky monkey.
This kind of sucks.
What did you get with that Snapcaster Mage?
Nothing. Prismatic ending, but they're putting the sword on.
Oh, he just main phasing that?
Yeah, it's all main phased, so they can protect it. I mean, I get it, you know.
I mean, sure. Yeah, I mean, you play that, you put a counter on it or 2.
Draw with castle or no?
No, not yet. You could always do that in the turn. I think you go 2 counters on that to kill the sword.
Mm-hmm. Get
then
the
you
sword
just
and then shoot stuff.
Right.
Okay. I'm good with that.
I would just ditch the Cling to Dust here. I mean, what to Cling to Dust? To feed the swarm? I don't even know what the heck I'm talking about.
Yeah, the thing that hits enchantments. It's bad.
Also, did you still have Cling to Dust in your graveyard?
No.
That was last game?
Yeah or no? I thought I got exiled. Yeah, I got exiled.
From what?
From what? It got
Oh, he played the 2/2 dude here. Okay, he played the 2/2 dude.
Yeah, the Sanctifier. Where is it?
Yeah,
there it is.
Right, you're right.
I'm like, I know this went away. I was like, I know our graveyard was much bigger. I was initially looking for a relic, if I'm honest.
That was such a good hit off that monkey.
I know, right? It makes my tone broken.
It is.
All right.
It really is.
What else you got, opponent? All right, we have an answer to that.
I mean, Blaststone's going up to 3 anyway, right?
Yep. Oh, and they went up with this.
What are you doing, opponent?
Oh, they're gonna untap. They're gonna untap. Maybe they have more.
Why didn't you attack and then bounce your own Snapcaster Mage back to your hand? Opponent, what are you doing? What are you doing?
They don't want to do that. They don't want to untap, play it, expressive, and sword again. No, it's too much value. All right, I want to put 2 counters.
Oh, tap the Cabal Coffers for that.
Why?
Because you're going to make 1,000,000 mana here. Because you're going to draw a card.
Fair enough. I get so nervous putting counters on this, though. I've done it wrong in the past.
You on there, and then you get to draw a card off that stupid thing.
If you say so.
There you go.
All right.
All right. Now we tap what? Urborg, and then 2 swamps. We do that right now. Everybody's dead.
Play Urborg. Push
Play Urborg, and then we tap the Urborg, and we fatal push that guy right now.
And then just pass turn.
And then just pass turn.
Whoa, we're paying costs.
Uh-oh. Snappy. What are we snapping here?
I don't know. Prismatic Ending.
Expressive Iteration?
It's sorcery. Oh, they had the Teferi. Yeah, I guess that's valid.
Oh, I see.
Nice play.
You know what? Make a bunch of mana with Cabal Coffers, and then you can kill that thing at instant speed before he draws the cards.
You don't want to draw.
Kill that thing at instant speed.
You don't want his draw to be influenced by him having a Snapcaster in play.
Well, he could draw a counter spell to counter that fatal push. So you want to,
I'm letting it roll. I'm gonna
let
go
it roll.
You. We haven't seen
right.
a counter spell this entire game.
All right, we're rolling, baby.
We're going. They're gonna keep something that equips, like another sword. Shoot, there's a counter spell.
You're welcome. Oh, he's gonna counter that?
Yeah, then we'll be fine.
Yeah, I think we're fine here. That's fine. How much mana is that? 7?
I'm just gonna swift end both of them.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I don't like leaving him with anything.
Nope.
Next turn, you can just play both of them.
Exactly. We're going creatures.
I mean, his deck clearly needs a board presence or a creature to win the game. Ours doesn't.
No,
but his needs creatures in play to win the game. So I like just taking them all out when you can. What's up, Psycho Bob? Oh, man. Another one. That's all right.
I like seeing this, Jace.
You're going to play 2 creatures this turn.
All right.
And you're going to get to draw. Actually, yeah, you could just draw a card right here first.
Yeah, we're drawing first. We have so much mana. Cool.
Oh, my God. Please stop, deck. Please stop. Deck, no. Don't do this.
Hey, these have lifelink. We're looking okay. It's not like Jace can flip or anything.
Yeah, right. Well, I definitely said this game got interested only because you top decked that Ragavan.
I'm Solitude. Solitude, this flips Prismatic Ending. They attack for 3. What a game. We're going to 6. Oh, sorry. We gained some life too.
Well, it's not flying. It's just a 2/3 lifelink. And your guy's it's a 3/2 lifelink, and your guy's a 2/3.
They're going to flip this and kill it. It's dead.
Yeah, that's true.
Poof. Gone. Dead. Here we go. I do like seeing Jace, though. It's been a while since I've seen the Jace. Vesper days.
I agree.
Oh, it went up. Oh, now we have a 0-3.
What?
Why didn't they go down? Just get this. I don't understand. I'm not gonna block. It's a 0-3. What else you got? Stoneforge? Mm-hmm.
He's got more equipment.
Probably.
This game too.
All right.
Oh, there it is. Hold on. Do we have enough for Sunny T?
Oh, I'm sure we do. I mean, we're doing this.
Clearly.
And then just let's make some mana.
That's 8. Oh,
Yeah.
definitely have enough. Yeah, I say Sunny T.
Go. Here we go. Oh, the last card. Snapcaster. Counterspell.
All right, I guess we're drawing a card then.
Yep, let's see what we draw.
Where were you last turn?
Ooh.
Do not concede. The opponent has 5 minutes left to your 10. I would make him kill you.
I'm really sad about that Thoughtseize draw there.
Hansa, they're only outgrinding us because they hit us with a monkey on a key turn, and the monkey flipped over
Maze my
Tomb, which, you know, he needed to top deck monkey and flip over Maze My Tome to outgrind us this game. If those two rare occurrences did not happen, then, you know, it is what it is.
Okay, we're going to 3. Which kind of means we can't castle first.
I can't believe the opponent had a counterspell his last card in his hand. What do you mean now you see my question? This game has been very good, to be fair. I've been
It's a good game.
I've been very much enjoying this magical game of the gatherings that we have here.
Actionable card, please. Please. Okay.
Do we Thoughtseize first?
We get
Thoughtseize
first. And then we just load into March here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just go as big as you can go with it. Right at that Solitude.
You don't want to draw afterwards? Just everything?
How much mana do we have? 11?
Oops. We would have this left over, so we gain 7.
Yeah, do that.
Draw.
Gain 7 and draw a card.
We don't want to hit Jace?
No, you have to hit Solitude here. Jace is down to 3. I'm not really too concerned about Jace right now.
Okay. And we'll draw at end step. That seems good.
Yeah, because you never know if he'll hit you with a Ragavan and then hit you with Thoughtseize, and you'll be like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, there went Ugin or whatever, Karn or whatever we have left.
Yeah.
So I guess we're looking for like an Invoke Despair, probably.
Invoke Despair would be great. Basically, any card in your deck that's not a land would be great. And the opponent's down to 4 minutes, so like he's got to
move it.
He's got to poop or get off the pot. I almost cursed again, but I stopped myself. How to like that? Uncle Dave,
I think it's more hilarious watching you not in the phrases you come up with.
Uncle Dave is going to owe us some money at the end of this. He didn't think I could do it. To be fair, Laura didn't think I could do it either.
I'm not sure you can do it either, you know. All right, let's see. All right.
That's the land. Oh, okay. Hey, another one. All right, so now this one, I say, now you don't have to crack that fetch land, by the way.
No, it's an urban board.
So this one, I say you throw this one at Chase.
Yeah, and we leave the same amount open again.
Yep, leave the same amount open again.
I need 3.
3 in that, yep.
We don't
want this one. I say you just throw a hole because I mean now he's just chipping away 1 a turn. I mean that's he's not lighting the world on fire there. And the opponent can't even leave stuff untapped because he's out of time. unfortunately.
You know what's funny is that they gained some life with Maze Mind, and they gained stuff with Solitude, and now we've just gained with March, and we're like resetting the game.
Yeah, and that's another card. March is another card I get a lot of questions on about. Why do you run March? I don't see the big streamers running March. People don't like March. March is great because it deals with planeswalkers and creatures, and it gets you back in the game, which is what you've just witnessed.
Here we go again.
Remember what I said at the beginning? This is a bend but don't break deck, and March is a perfect card for that.
Don't hit anything crazy here. Oh, they're just going to keep playing things instead of hitting with Ragavan. Oh, they're going to check. I could fetch in response.
Yeah, well, no, you fetch after, but we'll see.
Well, if they check and they keep it on top and Ragavan. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. Ragavan's hitting here.
Well, you could draw a card. Hold on. Did he leave it there?
I'm looking.
He left it there. Draw this card.
Draw the card.
Actually, no. Fetch.
You don't want me to draw this card?
Yeah, draw the card, because he's going to hit me with Ragavan. Draw that card.
But fetch first, or no?
Don't fetch, because he wants it there. So let's see what it is.
Well, he wants it there. It's going to be not a 1-drop.
Well, he wants it there because
he wants to get rid of it. What a mind game.
The mind game. Oh, no. Watch, this will be Karn or something.
Oh, no. Field of Ruin. Okay.
Oh, good. All right.
2 lands on top. All right. This gives us another fetch to mess with Jace, too.
That's perfect. That's true.
Yeah, look at all these fetches.
All right. Well, just play fetch, pass turn.
You don't want to draw main phase here?
Nope.
What if we hit
we're playing the Jace mind games now. What did Dr. Strange say? We're in the end game now?
I want to draw.
Greedy. All right, let's go.
I think if we get something here, I want to be playing it, like Invoke Despair.
Like Invoke Despair.
Like that card. Look at how great this is looking now. Oh.
Why, hello there, Mr. Card. Nice to meet you. Did we just go get Sunny T at this point?
Nah, I got a better card.
You could go get Relic and reset the game?
That'd be funny. I was going to go get Bridge.
Oh, he gives it up.
Stop the monkey attacking us.
That's true.
All right. That was
all right, we did it.
That was good. That was a very back and forth game. That was,
like I said, the monkey made that game interesting. I wasn't sure if he was going to win it, but it definitely turned the game from he loses in 2 turns to what you just saw.
Yeah, game played way out.
That is F Advisor. F Twitch K. How are you doing today? I like how the FTK are capitalized. I see you. I see you, Flame Sun Kabu.
Sneaking it in there.
Definitely sneaking it in there. I like that.
Tilling I like clapped.
It wrecked, scrub. That was great.
Dude, we almost overthought that one too much.
Yeah.
That's my fault. I overthink everything.
I just like talking to you, so.
All right, let's play first.
This is good.
Yeah. This is decent.
You're on the play, so you have a removal spell for anything he plays. You have, you know, if you don't have a removal spell, I mean, this is a great. I mean, there's no world where you send this hand back.
No, you can't. It does things. Nothing impressive, but it does things.
It interacts with lands if you're playing versus a land deck. It interacts with the creatures if you're playing versus a creature deck, and it grinds and draws cards if you're playing versus a control deck. This is like almost a perfect hand.
All right. Got ourselves a little bit of goblins.
Okay, so I'll give you some inside baseball here. The goblin deck cannot beat a large walking ballista. They just can't. So this whole game is going to come down to drawing to that walking ballista.
Okay. Yep. Sounds good. Did Hurst do much yesterday in prison? It almost lost us a game because I went in on it. And then it did win us a game, so... Verdict out. Intriguing card. That's all I'll say.
Goblins is not a nuts matchup for us because they have Ether Vial. So unless we get Karn down to stop that Ether Vial, Goblins could be very challenging. Like very, very challenging. Like we really don't care about that thing.
And do we want to be
like-
scrying here?
No, I like just playing Swamp and just passing the turn.
Okay.
Or that and just passing the turn. Yep. You don't have to do anything here. Goblins is a deck that they have to pressure you, not the other way around.
I can see that. Yeah, they got to commit to the board and other things like that.
Yep. And now you're going to be drawing 2 cards a turn. You could just draw Damnation. He's very smart, by the way, to keep that in play, especially if he has nothing else going on.
18.
Yeah, 18. I mean, unless you play Skirk Prospector, that March is going to be like, gain a bazillion life.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah. I mean, Coffers is just on the swamp on this board, but I would play Coffers here.
Play Coffers, try to hit the Urborg.
The same mana, and if you draw Urborg, it becomes a lot better.
Yeah. Aether Vial? Wow.
Nope.
Wow.
No. Where's the Snoop?
Snoop?
Where's Snoop Dogg at?
The Matron or the Bogart?
Like, what are we doing here?
4-drop? What's going on?
Yeah. So now every swamp you play generates 2 mana. So unless you draw Urborg, you just keep playing swamps now at this point. And always add the mana with Coffers before you do that.
Always add the mana before.
That's a card.
I just play Swamp and try to play that, right?
Here's the play. You play Swamp. You definitely play Swamp here. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
You tap 2 mana, tap Coffers. You play Karn the Great Creator, and then you tick up on your own Maze Mind Tome.
That's what I want to do.
Because what you're doing here, you shut down both of his Ether Vials, and you create a blocker. Yep. And now we can't. No. Stop.
You don't want to play the other Maze Mind Tome?
No. You tick up on your Maze Mind Tome, and you leave the 2 up so you can draw a card and end the turn. There you go. So now you have a blocker. You don't want to
play this one.
No, because you're going to tap that one.
Oh, we're lucky he's doing it this way. He's going to hit here.
Sure.
Let's let this happen.
Yep. Yeah, because don't forget, now you have March as well, so...
Yeah, I mean, March sort of hits things. I mean, it's hitting X1, but I guess it could kill one of these.
Well, it depends on what he does here,
Yeah. I mean, he didn't time it correctly, but at the same time, maybe he did because he just wanted to go after the Karn. I mean, we don't know. Seems flooded here.
He looks very flooded here.
Like ringleader here.
Oh, you gotta kill that
the target.
Well, he's gonna target the thingy.
And I'll kill it.
Yeah, now see, yeah, there you go. Leaving that mana up was very impactful.
Yeah, it mattered. Russ is smart here. This is why I invited him, so we'll have a chance at a, not a 2-3.
I think you scry to end the turn. You're looking for Urborg, or you're looking for Damnation, or you're looking for a removal spell. You're looking for something. Yeah, that's a good block. You definitely want to get be in a position where if you do get that Damnation, Fatal Push is not what you're looking for. You need to get that Kiki Jiki off the board.
Yeah, I can get the Kiki Jiki off the board. I have the Walking Ballista.
Oh, then keep that.
No, we'll be fine. I want to dig further, and I think we dig with this Maze Mind Tome. Because I think if we hit the Urborg, we're just like really far ahead.
There it is. Yoink.
Like really far ahead. All right, how much mana am I generating? 6, 7, 8, 9.
6, 9. I mean, you could just put a 4/4 Walking Ballista in the play right at the victory. Why would he do that? Nice.
Is there anything else that I want to do here? I guess not.
No, I mean you can make that walk in. Well, how big is Karn?
2 to 3.
I mean you can't sacrifice. You cannot unleash those ether vials.
No.
How big is Walking Ballista get?
It can get up to an 4/4, so I kind of like that, and just pick off the Kiki Jiki and wait with an uptick.
Yeah, I like
Karn.
that too. Just tick Karn up, kick off with Kiki Jiki and wait.
Yeah. I mean, how do we lose from here?
Yeah, and I mean, like next turn you could just tick up and kick off an ether vial, or you could just tick down and go get Sundering Titan, or Worm Coil Engine, or another Walking Ballista. Actually, honestly, I think you just go get a second Walking Ballista here.
We could do that with the double Cabal Coffers would be fine. I mean, a Sundering Titan just wiping some lands out is fun too. Like we're in fun territory.
Yeah, the Goblins deck requires keeping Goblins in play, and they just can't beat a Walking Ballista. They just can't. So putting a second one in play is just gonna be insane. That's who cares. You want to kill Kiki Jiki. You don't want that to hit play.
I can let it hit play. Walking Ballista can respond to anything right now.
That's true.
I mean,
that's true.
I don't need to kill Kiki here. It'd be nice.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like whatever. Like I said, we're in fun territory.
Yeah. I mean, now we're just playing with our food at this point.
Does this have a snail? I'd say it does.
What is he doing?
He's looking at his purple dot with this little bug above it too. I don't know what this.
I would love to see a Magic player go to like a big event and get on camera with a snail hat just like that thing and be playing goblins.
It'd be great. All right, I might pick some things off here. We'll see what happens.
So that'd be awesome. Oh man, he's coming in hot. I think you just block
and
you just let that happen.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. Let's get rid of this. Just Coffers. I like your other Walking Ballista, but I guess we need to keep the Aether Vial a little bit in check here.
Yeah, I think so. I think you just, once again, you tick Karn up. I think you could just make that Walking Ballista have a bazillion counters on it, and I think this game's over.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could even tick up and make an Ether Vial with that thing for all we care at this point.
I'm gonna leave myself.
What was that 13 mana?
Yeah.
12 mana. Yeah. How is it beating a 7/7 Walking Ballista? You don't even have to cast it on the spell.
Whee! I am gonna go ahead and try to kill Kiki here and get Bogart out of the way when they go for it.
Yeah.
Here. Now I get to swing. Whee! That swing feels free. Maybe it's not, but it feels free.
Oh, it's definitely free. What did he put on top of the library with that Bogart?
Ringleader?
Yeah, it's the only card he can get to get him back in this game.
He gets 4, and then he has 2 mana, but the Aether Vials, don't get to spin here. That's what's important. Like, I probably try to keep Karn at about 3 if I can.
I mean, you just have too many things that what the heck is that?
It's indestructible and fighting.
Whenever it is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target opponent.
It's kind of fun.
Sure, opponent. You got it.
Well, it's kind of fun because we can't really put something like massive into play. So they have a Ringleader in hand. Yeah, Stuffy Goblin, basically.
Stuffy Goblin. That's great.
Like, we can't get through this, right?
You can invoke the Spirit. You absolutely can.
Yeah, we can like get rid of it, but like we can't attack through it or ping it off.
Wait. How big is that thing? Is that thing it's indestructible.
It's indestructible. It's a little 1/1. It's Stuffy Doll.
Got it. Yeah, but you could just make Walking Ballista arbitrarily large and just hit him with it.
Well, yeah, but I have to make sure that I don't make it so large that he does it once and then does it again. But I guess I can shrink this in response. I don't know. It's just kind of weird.
No, I mean, just make Walking Ballista large and ping your opponent with it. Like, you don't have to interact with that thing, do you?
No, but he might fight. It has an activated ability here.
Oh, I see. It fights another duder. All right.
Yeah, but let's just.
I'm surprised you didn't go fetch for another Cabal Coffers that led the end of turn.
I'm just having a blast and chatting with you, and I don't know what I'm doing.
You missed it. All right, that's cool. That's cool. That's fair. It's fair. Um,
I mean, I guess to me, I think the line here is we can still go fetch it, and I think we go get another Walking Ballista and then balance the Walking Ballistas with this thing and play, and then we'll just hit them when they're both at 8.
yeah, I don't disagree with that.
And
I mean, we still make a lot of mana.
It's totally right to have gone for the coffers earlier, but
I mean, like I said, we're playing with our food here. Like, I don't see how. Like, this thing is, what is this, 14, 20? Here's a 10-10 Walking Ballista. Good luck, opponent. Like, sure.
I'm gonna make it an 8-8.
No, go with the 10-10. If he fights it, you could just remove all the counters.
I want to put Maze Mind Tome in. I'm playing with my food. I'm playing with my food. Let me play with my food.
There, you got to feel the room.
Delicious. Delicious. I love that. It's dessert. It's Ringleader in hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and they can do a 2-drop. Games are supposed to be fun. Exactly. They can do a 3-drop now. Play it. Let's go next game after I try this ability.
Sure, you got it.
It's going to do 1 to me. I'm going to send it all the way down to 1.
Well, no, because then it dies. You might as well just do the full 8 to your opponent.
Actually, let's take some damage. Why not? Here. They want to have fun too. 5 to me. Ow. Oh.
There you go.
There you go. Now I get to swing. I can leave it at whatever I want. It doesn't matter. All right, that's kind of an interesting card. I like it. It's cool. It's cool.
All right, so this is an easy sideboard. 3 relics come out, 2 feed the swarm, and that engineer explosives come in.
I like it. I don't think there's anything else. You could throw one of these in there. You could throw 1 in because you could get rid of a combo piece or something like that, like Snoop, Kiki, Sling Gang, Trash Master.
Yeah, but your whole deck is anti because their combo's a creature, and they can't even protect it. It's not like they're playing Devoted Druid where they could just bring it back from the graveyard at an instant speed and just randomly kill you.
Yeah, I'm just saying you could. I mean, if you did that, you're pulling some weird thing off. Maybe a Cling, but Cling draws you. I don't know. Maybe a Murder Strider.
Yeah.
It's just a version of removal, basically.
Pretty much.
Cool.
Here we go.
Keep. I don't even ask Russ for his help anymore. This is the point in the night where we're just like...
You know what you're doing at this point.
Oh, they have Snoop this time.
All right.
Cool. Bum, 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 bum. All right, Vile and Snoop. What a day. I guess Invoke Despair is a little weird with the Mog that can come out and make 2 tokens.
Yeah, it's not really that strong here. You do run a high risk of just dying by casting Invoke Despair here, but that's okay.
Yeah. We'll be fine. It's just Snoop.
Oh, he's just going for it. All right, well, you got to kill that. You can't ever let him on tap with that thing. We all know that.
No. That gets just like real bad.
All right. Well, the turn 4 Invoke Despair is now almost left the building. I don't think you could map next turn. I think you just have to hold up Murderous Rider.
Mm-hmm. They have Auntie's Hovel as one of the cards. They didn't play that. Nice.
Oh, sure.
Well,
play the swamp, because you got a 4 swamp thing that you need to play.
But deep down, I can now tap Coffers for mana.
I know.
So valuable now.
Yeah, well, so now at end of turn, you go grab
A
a
swamp.
obviously you go grab that Fort Swamp now.
Yeah. And then Invoke is going to hit the Blood Moon, which is nice.
Yep.
Got a Snoop. Nope.
Now I'm even happier we brought in those Feed the Swarm. I wasn't even thinking.
I wasn't thinking
Blood
about
Moon.
Blood Moon either. I mean, I don't think about it because for the most part, you just get a bunch of swamps anyway. If anything, if I can Sundering Titan away the swamp, it'd be good. Matron goes and gets this reveals,
Goes against the 4-drop that draws cards. Guaranteed.
There it is.
Yep.
Plays the 4-drop. Got a Sling Gang.
That's it?
Okay. Do you like the potential of doing a Murder Strider here and then a Walking Ballista on 2 to ping Goblin plus Sling Gang?
1000% yes. Just leave that map there. You play a lot of swamps. You're in no rush to draw that extra swamp. No. You really aren't. And now that we've already figured out that he doesn't have any way to, like he doesn't really have any way to interact with you here, that's fine. Because then next turn you could still use the map and then play 2/3.
Yep. This all feels good so far.
I mean, honestly, I think all you do is use that ballista to kill. Is that a Fury?
That is a Fury.
Why the heck is he playing Fury?
But they only have Sling Gang in their hand, but the Vial can go up to 5 here.
All right, I don't think you do anything here. I think you untap, you add a counter to the Walking Ballista, and then I think you take out the Huzi-Watcher dude. Do not be fooled.
Do not be fooled.
Do not be fooled with Karn.
Why not?
Because I think that's a surefire way to lose this game. I think you keep Walking Ballista in play. You pump up the jam to 3. You tick down and kill Snoop Dogg to 1. You leave up Cling to Dust so you can draw a card at end of turn. And he still has to deal with a Walking Ballista that can kill Sling Gang. You cannot let him
because Fury goes up to 5. If Aether Vial goes up to 5, plays that, and then plays Sling Gang here.
Right, but you can't leave him with Snoop in play because he could play the guards off the top of his library.
It's going to be a land off the top. I just feel it, Russ.
But there's no upside, is what I'm saying. There's no upside to letting conspicuous Snoop live. And you still have a Walking Ballista with 1 counter on it to deal with Sling Gang Lieutenant.
But we're not gonna get to do that because Vial's gonna go up to 5, and then they're gonna play Sling Gang attack. I'll kill this, but they'll have a 3/3 and the Sling Gang plus the goblins.
Yeah, that's fine. But you cannot leave him with Snoop. With an untapped Snoop with untapping with 4 mana.
I don't like this play.
So you want to play Karn to stop him from playing Fury?
Correct. Because I think if they play Fury here off the Aether Vial and then Sling Gang, I don't see with what we have in our hand how we're going to come back. But maybe I'm just not seeing what we would do right after.
Don't forget, Fury's going to come down and kill. Oh, well, yeah, I guess he can't play Fury.
He can't play Fury. Right? We get Karn. I mean, what? I could also just draw step, and then see if I have to do Walking Ballista here to avoid the card underneath, and then just deal with a Sling Gang as we go, because Karn down tick could be something we could go get another one.
Well, how about we do this? How about this for a play? We could still kill the Snoop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you could play Karn. Does Sling Gang Lieutenant lose life, or it's not damage, right? It's lose life, right?
Yeah, target player loses life.
Battlefield, you get two of the goblins, sacrifice a goblin, target player. Okay. So you play Karn. I'm just thinking, do you tick up on the map, or do you tick down on Karn to go get a replacement ballista?
I think we go get something, personally. Whether it's that or even just like liquid metal to take them totally off black so that Bogart and future Sling Gangs are out of the question. And if you do that, then the Fury is never being casted because then you have this getting rid of this, right?
Yeah, well, don't forget, Karn's probably going to disappear because don't forget, if you play Karn, he's priced into playing a Sling Gang Lieutenant, which is going to put 3 bodies on the board.
Right.
And if you're gonna kill the conspicuous Snoop right now, which I do think you have to do, I don't think you can let him untap with that thing.
I think we get to draw step to do that.
Okay, but let's say you do have to kill him.
Yep.
He's gonna have 4 creatures in play. You're not gonna be able to keep Karn alive. You're just not gonna be able to.
And that may be okay.
Yeah,
maybe.
So we got to think. What do we need after Karn dies?
So just another Walking Ballista is what you're saying.
That's what if you're gonna grab something, I'm thinking that's what you got to grab.
Let's go for that. I like this line with a draw step just to see what's tucked under the Fury, stops the Aether Vials, and they may even just go for this to put this in right now, like in response here, and that's fine.
We can.
And that is fine if that happens, because if they do that, then we uptip on the map instead.
Yeah, I mean we will still have a blocker.
Yep, we're fine here. I'm banking on a land underneath this Fury.
Well, then he can just hard cast. Oh, that's next turn though. We can
next turn, right? So now we uptick here. Extra blocker.
Yep.
And just pass. And we'll see on draw step what's here. I can think of one bad thing here that could happen. Munitions expert, but I think we give it a shot. Because it can be cast at flash speed. That's the thing that we're worried about here. It's gonna be a land though.
All right, we're down 2 minutes on time, so we gotta start hurrying up here.
There's the land.
Hey, you called it.
Whoa, feels good.
You called it.
And we can cling at end step here. Walking Ballista. This can chump if we want to. We're good. We're good. Now Fury will happen next turn unless we do something about that. But let's see what they do here. They asked if I was here. Of course I'm here. Like, I can just block Sling Gang and take 3 to here. That's fine. Yeah. Cling at some point here, too.
Counters on him. I think you just let them all go to Karn.
I mean, I don't see a reason why I don't just block one with a Walking Ballista at this point.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I think they should send all at Karn, personally, but... block step by Matron. Down to 4. That looks good. Yeah, he's at 4 instead of 5. Sacrifice. Yeah. Cool. And cling. The land, so we draw.
That's a good one.
Sweet. Okay.
That's even better.
Well, it's better, but we have Fury coming down, right? We have this.
So here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You play the swamp.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That gives you how much mana?
4 + 2.
So you could use your Walking Ballista to take out Sling. Oh no, that he has 3 creatures, doesn't he?
Well, how about this? A down tick here, liquid metal coating, because we know it's a land coming, so we're safe there. Liquid metal coating, that takes, we'll say these 2. And then we march away here, and we can ping Sling Gang if we wanted to. And then we can block and ping, and then down tick with Karn to get the other Walking Ballista. And then we have liquid metal coating in play.
Okay, and that saves Karn.
Saves Karn. Then we can decide what to do from there, and we have an Invoke Despair to follow.
Yep, and you take him off Black Mountain.
Yep. And this time we don't wait for the draw. We're just going to play blind from here on out.
Yeah.
So on draw step, we can get the swamp, and then here, just march for the max, just to gain some life. Cool.
Yep. He let that happen? He didn't sacrifice it? Come on, opponent! Ah!
Drawing cavern, elemental coating here. I think we're good. I mean, they could get a couple red creatures and stuff, but...
Well, you know he's drawing cavern. Right?
Yeah,
So
we
his
know.
hand is going to be Cavern Fury.
But it won't...
And now...
It's not going to matter here going forward. We're going to take care of two things and invoke and draw cards and then just get rid of another land.
Yep.
We good. We good. How you been, man?
This is great. Fluffy, we got to do this more often. I'm having a great time.
It is fun.
Yep. Right, this is the part where you block a token and then go and then ping the Sling Gang first, right?
Yeah.
That's the right way to do it?
Yeah, I'll ping here. Ping, we'll see if they want to keep this last one. We're losing Walking Ballista, but that's the trade we're doing for then removing a land and getting to play with
that's
Karn.
fine.
They might get Fury here because they could exile something, or they could have another land that was underneath that cavern. Then we'll have to kind of play from there, but we'll have drawn some cards. So
yeah, you're about to draw two. You're about to draw one card off of that thing, and unlock your coffers.
Exactly. That's true. Coffer's going to be unlocked too.
That's right.
I forgot about that. Things about to get real crazy here. All right.
All right.
3, 4, 5. I guess we technically do it this way.
Yep.
Pop.
The
By moon. I guess the moon, now they have black mana. We won't worry about it too much. And then get rid of Hovel here. Land drop, and then just plan to go get like Urborg or something.
Yeah, or not Urborg. What's the card? Blast Zone.
Or Blast Zone, that's true. Blast Zone wouldn't look too bad here. All right, so if they have another land underneath the cavern, then we get Furied. But we've played to this point.
The Magic Couch will Fluffy, Stick, that guy who plays Mono Blue Spirits and Pioneer, some Taxes player, some degenerate Pioneer, Green Devotion combo player. All right, so who do we need? We need who plays Mono Blue? Oh, we can get Lord Magistics. He plays Merfolk. So we get the Lord, we got Fluffy, we got
this
Russ.
is funny.
We can get who can we get? We gotta get Pleasant Kenobi in on Taxes. We can get Todd Anderson on mono green something, and we got to get the wild card, the monocolor specialist, Matt Hayashi. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He plays monocolor everything. That guy's great.
So you wanted a Blast Zone?
You cannot have a monocolor Cabal without him.
Yeah, let's get Blast Zone. Good. You like that Skirt can't be cast off Cavern because it, you know. Just can't. All right.
Are we just going to get Walking Ballista here?
So Skirk is going to allow Fury, just as a FYI, but I think we do get. I really do think we go get Walking Ballista here.
Yeah, I mean, because your dude's still alive.
My dude.
Your dude, Karn.
Oh, for now, but he's about to die because Fury can be pitched. Skirk to do that. Yeah, I think we're getting Walking Ballista.
That's fine.
Unless we wanted to get Sundering Titan and take them off all of the colors of their mana.
You can only take them off 2.
1, 2, and then Liquid Metal Coating. I'm doing that.
But hold on. Then he just attacks Karn. And then he can
I
get
have a
his mana
Sundering
back.
Titan in play.
Oh, I see. I see. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. What are we doing? If we're not casting Southern time, we're not having a good time. All right, let's do that. Let's do that.
It's going to be a draw step to stop the land, but it's going to be fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree.
We're having fun. We're trying not to win the same way. You got to win different ways.
Donnie T, baby. Did you play land? Oh, you played a land already.
Yeah,
I was gonna say we could go. You could use map and go get Urborg.
I mean, I'm probably still playing map here. Actually, let's do this.
Might as well. There he is.
Why not? And they're gonna be like priced into killing Karn here, right? They're gonna have to pitch so that they can activate their vials, but then we'll just blow up the vials. And they're gonna cry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes entertainment value is higher than the correct line.
And that is why you're a better streamer than I am.
Shh! Don't talk about this dying too. Why do you gotta ruin it? Yes, this dies to Rider too.
What are you talking about?
This dies to Fury too. It's fine. Then we're gonna crunch in with this. I'm not worried. They're drawing a land.
Oh, Polybus said that. I got it.
We're good. We're good.
Got it.
We're making this hard for ourselves. It's making the game even. Look at that.
Ollie, I just got a notification that you followed me on Twitch. I appreciate that. Thank you for that.
Shuffle it right into the library.
There it goes.
They're gonna let me connect? I doubt it. Karn right here. Thanks for the follow.
I mean, we are drawing 2 cards this turn if we don't draw something useful. So.
Oh yeah.
And that is not something useful. We play map first, or we doing?
I'll just draw first.
Okay.
Let's pop this.
Yeah. Oh, you're definitely popping that. No doubt about it.
Play map. Probably go get something with map.
I would get Urborg here.
You want to get this?
Ooh. Yeah. I forgot that was in the deck. Right. I forgot that was in the deck. My apologies.
Hey, look, a blood man.
Thank you, Polly. I appreciate that. I really do.
Now, if there was a, I don't know, Bogart.
Don't forget also you have Cling to Dust in the yard, which you could use to draw a lot of cards.
True. Look who came back.
Oh, well.
Wee.
Oh, wait. Play the Bloodstained Mire first, because that generates more mana.
Oh, yeah. It gets me a swamp. You're right. My bad. Now we discard.
I mean, you could just go right to killing a land a turn with this.
I could.
Or you could do that.
I just want to do this.
Guess who's back? You just can't keep this. Oh, this game's over.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see that. All right, even better.
I mean, I like that they could play Blood Moon, but just end them. Turn 10.
You saw that quick. I'm all like, let's go get Karn and kill some more lands, and you're like, let's just go to the next game. We're done.
Exactly. Math is for winners is a statement on our stream. And it's very true.
Yeah, the random one of Cling to Dust also it helps you grind in really random ways.
Yeah, the draw on it becomes so important, and it's that weird like life game that makes math on some things really weird, and it's just kind of crazy how often it becomes that much more valuable.
Don't look now, but you got 100 viewers right now.
Nice.
That's awesome.
It's kind of weird. Now that you mentioned that, I was telling the wife not too long ago how when I would get to 10 viewers, I'd finish my stream and I'd kind of like run to the back when going to bed and be like, I got double digits. And she's
I
like,
still get
what?
excited when that happens. So it's
Oh,
just,
yeah.
but I don't stream that often, to be fair. My life has just taken on another life of its own. My son Dominic, he's into soccer.
Awesome.
Soccer goes late,
Soccer's
2 days a
fun.
week.
Love me some soccer. You like these one-landers, by the way?
I don't like one-landers. And you're on the play? I really don't like one-landers on the play. How many mulligans have we had tonight?
A lot.
Oh my god!
Look at this hand. This is like a poker hand. 2 pair. Carnes high.
This is another mulligan.
Yeah, but life takes over. You know, you got things you got to do, and there's a lot of important things.
I would love to stream more often than I do, but I don't have the opportunity to. All right, this is a good hand. This is a good hand. So I think you have to drop and
invoke is one.
You have to. I hate what I'm about to say. I absolutely hate what I'm about to say, but I think you have to drop both invoke despairs here.
You think so? You don't think we can keep one?
No, I think so mulling to 5 is really difficult. I think you need to hope your opponent just goes all in. I mean, you either got to drop both invoke despairs or invoke their damnation. I can't see dropping a land in this spot because you're a very land heavy deck, but you're on the play. You just have to hope your opponent goes creature, and you can come back with damnation.
They kept 7, so we'll see. Lotus Bloom.
Oh. I don't even know what to say right now. Yeah, soccer gets late. Like Dominic's practices this year were Tuesday, Wednesday from 6 to 7:30. Then after that, we got to eat. He's got to shower. I got to get him to bed. By the time all that's done, it's like 10 o'clock. It's way too late to start a stream.
Oh, yeah.
Is this that Haishi deck?
It probably is.
Or whatever it's called. So this is a deck where Relic is insane. Relic's really good. I like getting Urborg first before the Coffers.
Okay. I was going to say, I think the land's not going to matter too much here. We could Field of Ruin the Triome. There's a Relic. Actually, we just keep the Relic.
Yeah, Relic makes it hard for them to win.
We play the Urborg here, probably.
Yeah. They don't play black, so it doesn't really matter.
I guess let's hit this land before they can go get that. I mean, they can just get other things.
The card you're gonna really need to hit is gonna be that Lotus Bloom.
We hit it with what?
That Relic.
Oh, when it goes to graveyard, yes. Yeah. Right now it's coming off suspend. I got you.
Also, I don't think this deck plays counter spells, and I'm not sure if they have a way to give their stuff haste. I've only played versus this deck a few times, but I do remember them looping stuff out of their graveyard.
Yeah, definitely graveyard based. So it's good to have the Relic. The Damnation can kill stuff. It's sorcery speed in terms of when it starts.
They have Finale of Devastation to give it haste.
Oh, okay.
So they can give it haste.
I click the buttons.
So I really don't like Red and 6 as a card. I do think that card is very bannable. Remember I was talking about earlier today? Wait. Actually, yeah, that's good, because now they can't sacrifice the thing.
The Lotus Bloom? Yeah. I like this. If they have a counter here, yeah, it kind of sucks. I think we go up with this.
Why up?
I don't know. I don't want it to randomly get pinged off by some bolt or something else. I don't remember what the removal is.
All right, go up with it. I mean, its value on this board is Stony Silence. We don't need anything right here, and we can't cast anything right here, so I don't mind going up here.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, like, there's definitely times where I would definitely go down with it to go get something, but I like the Stony Silence side of this.
They use Ottawada and Teferi, so neither one of those can hit Planeswalkers, right? Ottawada can't hit a Planeswalker, right?
I don't think it can. I don't remember that card. What is this? Prismatic Ending?
Can that hit Karn?
Mm-hmm. Prismatic Ending hits anything.
All right, well, we can just tag that thing with Relic.
Yep.
Oh, it's March that can't hit Planeswalkers. That's right. All right, well, I mean, we just sit tight.
Yeah. See what happens. Can't hit Grave Titan.
Can't hit Grave Titan. Should have played around it. So what I don't like about Red and 6 is Red and 6 is a very easy snowball card, and I don't like snowball cards.
Yeah,
I really don't.
It's tough to justify that you need Graveyard Hate to, if you will, keep up with the Red and 6 when it's just essentially a Farseek every turn. But yeah, it just kind of gets a little crazy.
Yeah, I mean, look, this guy has not missed a land drop this whole game. He still has 7 cards in hand. You know?
Oh yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's a snowball card. It just snowballs out of control. You want to hit him with the Relic now, see if he misclicks?
Sure. I'm sitting here like, what can I do here? I'm not popping this. Didn't misclick.
Didn't misclick.
Wise opponent. Looks like they're going to give the turn back. I'm going to thin library just slightly here. I'm going to leave my field, though, because we do have fatal pushes, and isn't Tameshi like...
Well, the field will give him another card in the graveyard. So, like, he needs to put 2 cards in the graveyard to continue to snowball Red and 6. Right?
Yeah.
So now you have a little bit of your own card advantage engine going here. Don't forget, you were on a multi-5.
Let's and we have cards that are really not doing a whole lot right now.
Right. So let's not get lost on that. Whatever. You got it, opponent. He's probably gonna hit the Relic here. Yep.
To hand, right?
I mean, there's nothing you could do here. Even if you draw a card, you can't do anything with it. So you might as well go back to your hand. And then he'd probably just wins from this spot, right?
Probably. Maybe. We'll see.
To me, she's a 3-drop.
Yep.
So it is fatal pushable.
Yeah, that's why I have the field still.
Yeah, I mean, you could let him do this, but there's no way there's no way. There's just no way that he's going to be able to. There's no way he's whiffing here.
Yeah.
Like, how many he draws a card every time he does this?
You know what? We have. I should have drawn here. We have Cling. Oh, we can't do Cling anyway. All right. Never mind.
Yeah, that would have been good too.
Yeah, but I forgot. Teferi, has text as well.
Yeah.
Profane Tutor, anyone? How many times did we talk about that at the beginning?
We have. We've talked about it a lot. This is why we don't play it.
I'm going to let them run this a little bit until I see big, nasty dino thing.
Take note of that creature. What's it called? Tamishi?
Yeah. Reality
Take note of that creature, because that's going to be what you're naming with Necromentia.
That's true.
What does it even do? To me, somebody put it in the chat. Okay.
Yeah.
Whenever one or more non-creature permanents return to hand, draw a card, or return over as once each turn, return a land you control to return target or contribute extra mana.
They generate mana with the Lotus Bloom, basically.
Got it.
And then they go with Warp Gate, get Colossus to spew the lands back out, repeat with the Lotus Bloom, keep drawing until they give it haste and win.
Right, but it only gets to draw 1 card a turn off Tamishi, because it says draw a card, its ability triggers only once each turn.
But Wargate is played to do the Cultivator.
Got it.
And Cultivator spews everything back out, they get all the land, and then they just need Finale to boost this, basically. Hey, they're doing the thing. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird combo, but puts it together. Yeah, so then the finale, 10 or more, and then they can swing with the team.
Yep.
Cool.
It's a pretty interesting combo, to be fair.
Oh, it is. It is. It is. It is.
All right. Invoke Despair is not that great here.
Neither is Damnation.
Yeah, so Damnation has to go. What has to come in?
Maybe Thought Seizes?
Definitely Thought Seizes. And Necromancias have to come in.
I got those already in.
So no, you need instant speed removal in case he doesn't have to ferry. I'm thinking Invoke Despair has got to go.
Just 2 of them.
Yeah, just 2 of them.
What about a Maze Mind Tome? Like 1 and 1.
No, this deck isn't that fast. But you can't. You run the risk of tapping out for Invoke Despair and just losing instantly.
That's fair. Okay. I mean, I'm good with this. I mean, we need to go after their hand, obviously.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of Fatal Push either. I mean, you know what? You could probably ditch 2 Fatal Pushes.
And keep the Despairs.
Yeah, that's probably better.
This gets rid of Planeswalkers is what I'm thinking.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Okay.
As long as you can keep Lotus Bloom off the field, we should be in fine shape.
Should be. Should be. Where's our Chalice on 0?
Where is it? Again.
So much. It's tempting because we kind of have all the pieces, but we have to hit all the lands.
I mean, this is like a multi 5 because those 2 Karns are just not.
No, maybe all the 4 a little bit.
I think you got to mulligan this.
You know, I hate to as well because these pieces are pretty nice.
I mean, you want to play it? We can play it.
I mean, I think we'll lose.
I think so too. I think you missed 2 lands. I think this is better.
Yeah, this is way better.
Yeah, you can get rid of that land. That not that one.
The Abandoned Mire.
Yeah, the one all the way to the right. I forgot. I don't know what it's called.
Abandoned Mire.
Yeah.
Leyline. All right.
Well, I mean, we could still sacrifice that. So he still needs to find Teferi, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Now that we know he's got Leyline, we can bring in Feed the Swarms next.
Yeah. I mean, they may be a little bit.
We're going to win this game.
They might be a little bit all in on the Leyline too.
Sometimes people do that, but he did keep 7. So it's not like he multi 5 and played Leyline, you know?
Oh, that's right. He can't target.
It is a little nerve-wracking that he kept 7 and went, oh, here's Leyline.
Yeah, could be just Leyline, Ren and 6 and a Fet and 2 lands.
That's true.
Leyline, 3 lands and a Teferi. They'll eventually find Warp Gate or.
I mean, we're gonna get to play Karn. We're gonna get to play Karn and take out that Lotus Bloom. You know, before it comes off the stack.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just draw a card here, right?
Yeah. Let me fetch first. I mean, hold on. Do we, or do we let it go and throw it into exile?
It exiles anyway.
Oh, that's right. I'm dumb, man. Sometimes you just
silly goose. Oh, look, another useless card. Great.
Okay. Let's see what happens. I don't want to get an Urborg.
I kind of like getting a, I guess an Urborg.
What about Blaststone to get rid of the Leyline?
That's way too much. I think you're better off getting a Liquid Metal Coating and using Liquid Metal Coating to make Leyline an artifact and then killing it with something.
Okay. This goes into.
Is he just searching for land here? He is.
Lotus Bloom. Going to get that Lotus Bloom. Things about to start here on turn 3. We might. Oh no. Wait, why didn't they do Lotus Bloom?
Why the term you know? I know the term you know is filler and adds nothing to the conversation. It's like it's a filler phrase. It's like when people say and
So what are we getting with this again?
I would get Urborg.
Okay.
Because it makes your Cabal Coffers better.
Yeah, but then Prismatic Ending. I mean, I guess they probably have all the colors, right? They have red here, and this can get green. All right, whatever. Urborg. And we're just going to try to stop the Lotus Bloom again.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. I don't think there's much of a choice here.
This time we'll go get something, though.
Yeah, let's go get something.
Liquid Metal?
Yes.
Because we're not at Sundering Titan, right?
That will be your 5th land. 5 times 2 is 10, 7. No, you're not at Sundering Titan yet. So I like Liquid Metal Coating. You can't target with Torbods because of the ley line.
Yeah, ley line's sitting there.
Like on its surface, I feel like this. What did he get with Wargate? Did he get a land? What did he get with it?
He got Windswept Heath.
Okay.
I guess it makes sense if they were expecting Karn.
Yeah.
I definitely want to kill a land here if we can, because Prismatic Ending's a problem here for Karn. Green, red, white, blue.
I think we should try to kill a land here.
Oh, just avoid.
I think we kill a land, and I think next turn we get Southern Titan and kill all the lands.
That's what I want to do.
We have inevitability here. We just have to not lose in the next 2 turns. And now that I said that, you know you're going to lose in the next 2 turns, right? You know what's going to happen.
Well,
or not.
Try to do this. Gonna get rid of the green because of Warp Gate.
Yeah.
Shenanigans.
I don't hate that.
Floating mana here. Could have gone after the Lotus Bloom too, but I think it's important to go after lands.
No, you got to go after lands here.
Yeah.
No doubt. That Lotus Bloom's not going to do anything.
Play the Maze Mine into the 1 open blue.
No, go to Oh, I see.
So
yeah, play the Maze Mine into 1 open blue. Who cares? What's he got? That Maze Mine's. I mean, you might as well draw a card.
Well, I can draw. Let's see what he does here.
That can hit Planeswalkers?
Can hit everything.
What? Are you serious right now? Wow, this is the best deck I've ever seen.
Didn't hit Thoughtseize. All right. We could have maybe played around that by tapping 2 for Liquid Metal Coating and not doing it off the Cabal Coffers.
Yeah, I didn't think that thing hit Planeswalkers.
Hits everything, doesn't
Wow,
it?
I almost cursed right there. Uncle Dave almost saved himself some money. Oh, come on. Why do they always have it?
I'm trying. They don't have double green for Finale, right? Oh no, they use Lotus Bloom. Here it comes. I think we just messed up. Or I messed up in my tapping. Because if we prevent that Otawara, then we're in a better spot. They don't have that many lands here, though, so I think we've got to let this go.
Well, I mean, he only gets to draw 1 card, right?
Right, but I'm just saying there's a possibility they really do miss here. So, all right, this looks good for us.
So bad.
Okay. So replay Karn.
Yeah, and I think I think you play Karn to hit another land, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, or the Lotus Bloom or something.
Well, the Lotus Bloom keeps coming back. Yeah,
you don't have to decide. Thank goodness. I don't want to decide.
Thank you. All right, hold on. Now Feed the Form's got to come in here.
I guess we had the Ugin to hit that ley line as well.
How big is Tamishi?
2-3 or whatever. I mean,
Walkables is useless here.
Maybe the Fatal Pushes too.
Yeah, I would take out 1 Fatal. How many cards do we have in this deck now? Where do all these cards come from?
I put Feed the Swarms and Fatal Pushes in. So.
Oh yeah, take out. I would take out 3 fatal pushes.
You still don't want the fatal pushes in here?
I don't want them because you still have 1 fatal push at instant speed removal. You have 4 marches for instant speed removal,
and 2 murder
and
striders.
if you get off a necromentia, and you have those for instant speed removal, yeah. So you don't need fatal push for instant speed removal, and you're only really concerned about 1 creature for instant speed removal.
Okay, I'm good. Invoke hits Leyline, sort of. It would if it could target.
Yeah. You got to find the magical loophole to weave that Invoke Despair through.
If you can send it around it, you're good. Well, I like the hand.
I mean, I like the hand too, so we're gonna keep this. We're a turn slow with no Leyline.
Oh, then we're gonna lead with the Thoughtseize, right?
Oh, 100% we're leading with this Thoughtseize. No Leyline and no Lotus Bloom. What is going on here? Opponent has 4 cards in hand.
They're dead.
We got time.
And I'm starting with Thoughtseize. I'm not waiting on this, obviously. No, and then map. Map or Maze Mind Tome.
We'll see. No, the problem is if you start with map, then you're playing a game where you're priced into never casting that Thoughtseize.
Yeah, no.
So I think you have to make a decision right now. What's more important, that map or that Thoughtseize? And I think in this matchup, it's definitely the Thoughtseize. And you don't even need the map because you have turn 4. You have turn 4 Karn, so that map is going to sit in your hand for a while. All right. Well, I think it's obviously the call here.
Yeah, I think so. The Warp Gates get them some things, but
Wargate needs a lot of help. The call gets Tamishi, where Wargate doesn't. You need 6.
The 2 Wargates are going to do it.
No, the
Wargate next turn on turn 2 goes and gets Lotus Bloom. Wargate the next turn gets Tamishi.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But I mean, like, I think we still take the call.
Well, the call, he has to cast it. Hold on a second.
He has to cast everything here.
He still has to cast it with that. Yeah. This is so hard. I guess you do have to take the call.
Yeah.
Because the first one's gonna go get Lotus Bloom. Yeah, this was tough.
But then they're like, they're at that point. Like, I know we won't have Karn just yet, but I don't know. Is it too fast?
He also has to draw something, and now he has to use both of his tutors to set up the combo. It doesn't have anything left.
Right. Maybe we can hit. Well, I can't hit Necromentia yet.
So you could use Maze Mind Tome here and dig 3 deep. Does that kill anything? Nope.
So Maze Mind Tome's where we're going here.
Yep. And then you could scry 1 and then upkeep scry again. You know, I don't know if I don't think he'll be able to combo off here.
I don't know how fast the deck can do it, but this is turn 3.
Well, he needs to tap all of his mana here and sacrifice that thing to get Tamishi, and then he has no land left over to finish the job.
Right, and Tamishi needs something to start the activation, right? I think so.
It needs 1 white mana to start the activation.
Yeah.
Unless he just rips it off the top like a champion. Oh, no, okay. So he's doing this now.
Warp Gate, okay. Reconsidering Warp
So,
Gate.
you know what else would be good here? Would be like a relic. Oh, he finds it.
He had the land.
He finds it.
I mean, we let this roll here because if they don't combo kill here, we have Feed the Storm to get rid of the Tamishi.
That's correct.
But, I mean, they're going to have, what, about 4 draws here?
No, they only get to draw 1 card.
They only do it 1 time?
Yeah, read it. It says its ability triggers only once each turn.
Oh. Then we're going to get to kill it.
Yeah.
Wow.
How big is Tamishi?
2/3.
Put that on top.
I was going to say, we'll do feed first, but then we can do that.
Yeah, then you're just completely set up.
Urborg here? Or
yeah, Urborg's fine. You can even play map here. To be fair,
I was gonna say, I think I do play the map.
Yep.
Because March just being open doesn't do us anything, and we'll do some more scrying.
Yeah, I mean, next turn you just slam Karn
and hope we're good.
Go get liquid metal coating.
Do they have another one?
Oh my god.
They got another one.
Are you kidding me right now?
All right, but just one activation again. This will be the second one we get through. But now what do I do? Do I have to kill it again? Or do I do Karn?
I think you do Karn here.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, he found something.
Yeah.
It's all right. We're not dead yet.
Yeah, but if they're doing this, I would think they have Finale plus the Dino, right? That's the only reason you would do this.
I have no idea. I mean, you can play the Dino and put a whole bunch of lands in play. This is not a deterministic kill. The Dino will only draw him at most 6 cards.
But yeah, but if it's Finale. All right, so here's Dino.
There's Dino.
Man, I really kind of wish that I had the March open.
Even if you did, it wouldn't have mattered.
I know, it's a 1-1.
Oh, no, you could have killed that.
No, it's a 1-1.
No, you had no opportunity to. You had to use the Swarm on the Tamishi, and he top decked one, which is, whatever.
All right, so they drew some more cards with the Cultivator.
Yep, and we keep going.
The fact that they're going means I think they found the Finale.
They could have. They're still making a lot of white mana.
White mana is the fastest to make. Then they make green at the very end.
Oh, no, I'm making green. No. It would be hysterical if he doesn't combo off here and then decides to just go. Whatchamacallit? And then you just rip Damnation off the top.
I thought we pulled out Damnation.
Yeah, I knew that. I was just testing you.
Okay, thanks. I'm just trying to make your life frustrating, Yeah.
All right, great. You got the fairy. Now what?
Now they'll bounce map or something. I don't know. Bounces this to replay it.
I see what he's doing. All right, so he gets to draw 1 million more cards. Got it.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting to watch this kind of unfold, though. I haven't seen this combo played a lot.
It's an interesting combo. I'm not a big fan of this deck because it requires a lot of mana. It requires your graveyard. You're right. It requires zones that are very easy to interact with, and it requires.
They just killed their Colossus.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't even need it though.
I would assume not. But because the Grazers are holy crap.
I mean, he gets to draw a card now for every one of these lands that come into play.
Yeah, it's so many lands. Isn't there a yield till next end step? There we go. Bam.
Yep.
Use that right click button.
There it is. I right click all the time. I don't even know what the buttons are on the keyboard.
The keys, yeah. Whee. Hold that priority control.
There it is.
They've drawn so many cards here by turn 4.
Is this turn 4?
Yeah.
You're right. We didn't even get a chance to play Karn.
Yeah, we get to play Karn next.
I love the optimism.
Wow.
All right, we can scoop this up at this point. This is deterministic now.
So this is just as an FYI, because I love this card. Torp Orb would hit this, because this is ETB.
Yeah, it would.
Torp Orb. Why don't we have a Torp Orb in this list?
Never needed it, to be honest.
All right, opponent, you got it. I'm pretty sure they have another Teferi or Finale or something there. All right, let's go to match 5.
Loss, win, win, loss. All right.
2-2.
Well, let's get a victory here.
Yeah, let's get a 3-2. That'd be good.
This has been the League of Mulligans, by the way.
Yes, I will back you on that, because how many times have we seen one lands or like Cabal or no lands?
In 4 matches, I think we've mulliganed 7 times.
I think there was only 1 7 keep we've kept. I think you're right.
Yeah, we've mulliganed a lot.
Yeah. And what's crazy is most of them have been because we've had 1 or 0 land, and I think that's a little unusual with 25 lands.
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically we're playing 3 Cabal Coffers, and a few of those mulligans were like 1 land, 1 Coffers.
True.
So we're really running 22 lands if you're looking at it that way. But still, it's still a lot. It still feels like a lot.
I mean, the amount of times we did hit 0 lands anyway, 2 or 3 times.
We did hit 0 lands at least once this league.
Yeah. Let's get that victory though. No back-to-backs, but 3-2 would be nice.
Yeah, I would hate to have you lose play points on this list. All right, it is a keeper.
Ooh, Giganta. All right. Maybe these are the basic hands we're looking for. Just some interaction.
This could be a Grixis pile. They typically run Giganta. As long as it's not Tron, we're okay. All right, here we go. Grixis pile is fine.
I would rather not see a Ragavan really fast here.
Oh, that's all right. We can get hit with a Ragavan. We could take the hit, baby. We could take the hit.
We could march away the Cling here.
No.
How about march away the Damnation?
No.
You don't like that?
No.
You don't like that?
No.
Man,
Not at all.
I think we value Monkey in different ways.
Take the hit. You're fine.
I'm going to combat. If they don't play a blue land, I'm smacking this Monkey.
Oh, no.
Here we go. No one needs a Damnation here.
Let the record show I disagree with this play.
Okay. This game's on me then.
Watch him pass the turn with no land up. If he passes the turn with... Oh, he's got it. Boom.
Now he plays the blue land. Could have saved Monkey.
No, they're... I think you ballisted after 1. Oh, well, I guess you're not going to ballista it at all now. Well, that's nice.
It's okay, though. I have Cling. Cling in a 1/1 and 2 cards from my opponent. I like our position a lot better without Monkey hitting us.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, Maze Mind Tome is going to draw a lot of cards. He's looking hard at that. He's like, yeah, I knew it. All right, so we got to...
So
that's
it's a 3/3.
So Cling to Dust can make that a 1/1 whenever we want it to. So we could like end the turn, Cling, and then untap and play Ballista.
You don't want to Cling like right now?
No.
So you're okay with this getting countered?
Yeah, why? Go to the graveyard. You play it again next turn.
The value this generates too. If we had Bobble here,
value. The opponent only has 2 cards left in his hand.
That's why I'm saying, like, I think this is like valuable to do this and keep our life total nice and plump.
I'd rather draw a card off that. So if you go to Cling, I think you got to hit the Bobble here.
Oh, 100% hitting the Bobble.
All right, Cling. See if you peel a Fatal Push off the top. That's a good one.
Yeah. All right. Look, now I get to hit F6. I don't have to hold Cling up. Man, we're all about that clock.
It's
can
easy
just
mode.
Sit back. You can go slam dunk if you want, you know. Do you have that dinosaur card behind you still? Or what's behind?
You see it?
Yeah, dinosaur. Look at that dinosaur. And all those arcade machines. Look at that Pac-Man, Street Fighter 2.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Mortal Kombat 2.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's like that is a shadow of death.
It is. Got one card over there.
One card. He's most definitely drowning a lock. I think you have to murder Shroud of that thing now. Actually, I take that back. On his upkeep, before he draws, you have to murder Shroud of that.
Yeah, and we're hitting the shadow.
Of course.
I'm good with that.
You know, you don't have to right-click that. You could just left-click that, and it'll just put the arrow there.
I'll wait until, since I did it. Bam. So right click, so if I left click. Nope. Doesn't do it. Do I have to hit another button? I've always had to right click. I'm left clicking.
Quit.
Right click does it. Left click.
Hold on. My entire Discord just errored out on me.
Okay, we murder stride the Death Shadow.
Okay, good. And it looks like he put Giganta in his hand.
Yeah, and Bloodstain Mire into play, and Darcy's like, "What up? Might attack for one, might not." Attacks for one.
All right, we need land.
Okay.
Let's go.
I guess.
Oh, I see. You have to unlock the lock on the right in order to left click those things. I didn't realize you had it locked.
Oh, I have the clog. You want to share your screen, your video again?
Oh my god, what is happening here? Turn on camera. Yes, allow. I didn't even realize that was off. My apologies. Hey, I'm back.
Wow, you're welcome back. I don't want to turn the lock off.
Am I back? I'm back. Yeah, I don't know what just happened. The Discord just shut down.
All right.
I mean, I think you got to kill that with the Walker Ballista. I don't think you can let that stay.
Mm-hmm. I'm good with that. We do desperately need a land here.
I mean, you're sort of in no man's land right here. If your opponent draws a land, you're going to be looking at a 5/5 that you can't deal with. If your opponent doesn't draw a land, then he's going to be drawing action that you also can't deal with.
Yeah. You've so stated like, the obvious here. We're in trouble.
Yeah, we're in trouble.
All right, nothing though.
That's the best land you could draw.
Okay.
All right, let's go Karn, baby.
You like Karn here?
Yep.
Into
the most mana efficient play.
All right, you're all about the mana efficiency. I would play Murder Strider. All right, what do you want to get?
I want to get something that I could play, but that'll be useful. I'm thinking.
We got a lot of
Snaring
options.
Bridge.
You like the bridge?
I like the bridge because he's going to slam Giganta, and you're going to be like, "Oh, that's a 5/5. That's nice."
Cool. I'm good with that. I could have done an EE as well, thinking that top deck a land and Invoke Despair takes care of the Giganta.
Yeah, I'm thinking that you don't top deck a land. I'm also thinking that his hand is full of lightning bolts and unholy heats because he hasn't countered anything. And he hasn't countered anything. He hasn't played any creatures, right?
Right.
So his hand has to be some combination of non-blue removal, for example. And this is one of the strengths of the deck is that, you know, if you're nice opponent. Nice.
Karn lives. All right.
All right. Honestly, I think we're casting Maze Mind Tome and drawing a card off it.
I'm good with that.
I mean, we're not doing anything with this Ensnaring Bridge at this point.
No, because it won't stop Darcy here.
Yep.
Draws. Maybe hit a land.
Hey.
You're so close, Fatal Push. That's a good next turn.
Yeah, next turn we get the Fatal Push and Ensnaring Bridge. I don't hate it.
Yeah. And they finish off Karn here. They have Giganta in hand. Card stays on top. It's probably a land. We had an Urborg here. We can, what, Fatal Push and Invoke? Oh, the Inquisition. Here. There you go.
That's fine. That's a totally fine Inquisition.
Yeah.
That Maze Mind Tome is going to end this game. It really is. He can't leave this. He can't leave that. That thing gets Fatal Push. We get to draw an extra card. It's fine.
We're fine. We're fine.
Fine. Everything's fine.
Oh, we're fine.
Oh my god, yeah.
So, draw.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, just looking at the mana situation here.
Good. You could put that in play. You can Fatal Push the Duder.
Nice.
Go get Urborg.
Play
Hey,
Urborg.
life is good. Go get Urborg, and then you can play Invoke the Spirit. All right, this game's over.
Oh, Death Shadow.
Good game, opponent.
Look what we drew.
Oh, look, 5 lands.
Boom. Then we can Ugin the Giganta if they do that line. We can march something. I'm just going to hit F6. They're at 4. Looking good. Nice.
Yep. He knows, because he knows you have the Ugin, so.
Yeah. They did. Okay. What do you think? Feed the Swarms as like extra removal, Thoughtseize to go after hands, Engineered Explosive. I think feed is about the only thing out of that is a maybe. What are you thinking?
I honestly don't even know what I think here. Your entire deck is stacked against them. You have the relics for the graveyard. You have the walking ballistas, which could just randomly kill him. You have Maze My Tome for grinding. I mean, yeah, you could put in Feed the Swarm if you want, but I don't think you need more removal. I mean, you're already playing. Well, let's count them here: 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 pieces of removal. I'm not even counting Walking Ballista.
I mean, like, it's kind of like, this is your removal. This technically all, I mean, I guess this is definitely removal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you need to bring in more removal here.
Okay. Submit it.
Yeah.
That's fair. Feed would be a little bit better in that situation. The fun thing with March, though, is that you can make it massive, and then Drown the Lock doesn't typically counter it, would be the counter argument. Plus, we would gain a lot. I have seen a few of these lists going back to that, what is it? The Skyclave that does off your life total or your opponent's life total. So if we were to gain, it could be a removal for that as well.
Yeah. Don't forget, Relic, in this matchup, Relic is very, very important for exiling your own graveyard.
Yeah, so we can play Sundering Titan 20 times this game.
No, I'm just saying because their counterspell of choice is typically Drown the Lock.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So Relic is a really, really big problem for them. It's probably one of the best cards you can have in this matchup.
My opponent doesn't respect us. 61 cards.
No, that just means he doesn't know what to side out. So he's just like, I'm just going to take everything.
I'm bringing everything in.
Yep.
Bringing it all in. Let's go. I don't hate it. It's not crazy.
It's a good hand. It's got a removal spell. It's got map. Map can go find Cabal Coffers. And it's got the Urborg. This is a great hand.
I'm a little worried about seeing like creature. Like Ragavan, which we'll have to deal with. Into Darcy, into, Death Shadow. Well, can't kill it this time, so map away.
Yeah.
If I had the black card, I would have killed that. Just saying. Just saying.
You just wish that black card was Fatal Push. It would have been fine.
Oh, yeah. Karn was black. I pitched Karn. No more Guide, Raid, Channel Point Redemption. We never had that. Thought he's going to take March.
He has to take March here. His game plan is going to revolve riding that little creature thing to victory.
Creature thing.
That creature thing.
Daddy Casp. I have a list with Liliana in it. Dreadhorde General and Liliana of the Veil. Wow, they take Karn.
What?
You're gonna
what?
I'm gonna shoot that unless they have Spell Pierce. Maybe they have Spell Pierce.
If they have Spell Pierce, that's fine.
I mean, I just don't let them untap with this. Well, monkey died fast there.
Whoa. He didn't play land last turn.
Right, that's why monkey's dead. Another monkey. No land again.
That's all right. You go get Cabal Coffers here. It's fine. And then Cabal Coffers actually taps for a mana. Right?
It does.
Next turn you have Karn plus 1 mana. The turn after you have Ugin, which you can't beat. Oh, we gotta hydrate. Gotta get some hydration. Hold on. Cheers.
Cheers.
We got Deer Park. Where does it go? There you go, right there. Boom.
Deer Park.
I don't know. So it's what the big box store by me sells. Actually, Karn.
Tap water.
Yeah, there you go. Karn shuts down his treasures.
We do have 4 things down here, so doing blue mana.
Uh-oh.
What is this? Blue mana thinking about it?
Oh, he's thinking about expressive iteration.
I think that'd be worth it. Nope, Ledger Shredder. He plays the map. Play our map.
Shred.
Gets a 2/4.
Oh, Croxa's in the yard. Look out. Croxa. I think we just play Karn here. Shredders have what, 2/4? That's another one. All
2/4
right.
and a 2/1.
Yeah, I don't mind playing Karn here. Play Karn, go get
Well, I don't want to play anything else, right?
No, you definitely don't. But you could play Karn and you can go get
Engineered or Bridge.
You can go get Wormcoil Engine. I don't see how this deck beats it, and you just play Wormcoil next turn.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, let's go get Wormcoil. That seems fun.
And you're just like, fine, kill Karn. Here's a 6/6 that when you kill it, replace itself.
I mean, we could have also gotten Sundrain Titan, because, I mean, what are lands for our opponent? Shredder's more expensive because when new sets come out, nobody opens them because all the population of Magic is going to Arena.
Yep.
Ooh, they're going for us because they need that land. And then they go here, and then they get a treasure, but the treasure doesn't do anything because Karn's still here.
He also can't counter anything.
Yeah.
Trying to lock.
Well, you can't activate treasure.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, even Ugin does work here.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Like, Ugin kill this is a thing. Okay. The Unholy Heat by Karn. Kind of expected.
How many Urborgs are we going to draw this game?
No more, because we only had 3.
That was quick, but good.
Gotta know your list. Just Wormcoil, right? Or do you want to try you again?
No, I think just Wormcoil. I don't think he can beat it. Also, Wormcoil stops Monkey from hitting you.
I mean, they could Unholy Heat the Wormcoil, but I guess we get tokens, so.
Yeah, but then you get 2 tokens.
Tokens are awesome.
Like he doesn't have the mana to do that.
Yeah. I mean, we're on turn 5 and my opponent's, I mean, this is my argument. You almost always hit Monkey because people are so greedy. Look at this. Oh, I got
so
Monkey.
Greedy. I agree.
They had 2
I totally
monkeys,
agree.
but it's just like,
I don't disagree.
People are making bad mulligan decisions, justifying 1-landers because they're like, oh, Monkey will hit and just carry me to 10 mana, no problem.
All right, so here's the thing. I think while you only have 5 cards in your graveyard, I think regardless of what you draw next turn, you have to slam that Ugin.
Yeah. No fetch, no field. I'm watching that.
Nope. So this opponent used
expressive. Okay,
that's fine. So this opponent used an Unholy Heat to kill a Karn that had 1 loyalty counter on it.
It was only 2 at the time because Unholy Heath was the instant. They didn't have that.
Right.
Creature, thought
But
season.
now he really needs that 6 damage.
Yeah. Long thinking on here means there's no land, in my opinion.
I agree. Although he could have a bobble, which will be his second turn, which will grow the Ledger Shredder.
Oh, they did hit land.
Scalding Tarn. Cool. Which is also a swamp. So opponent needs a Thoughtseize here. Otherwise, this game gets out of control very fast.
Absolutely.
I know I said this earlier today, but a Thoughtseize here would actually make this game interesting.
If they Thoughtseize, I'm walking out on you. I'm just like, nope, not doing it again.
Thoughtseize means the opponent times out.
Thoughtseize means I'm going to time out.
Well, he's searching for a land, so I mean, he doesn't need to get a black mana, which is good. It gets the steam vents.
Okay. Hits Wormcoil, makes 2 3/3s here.
Okay.
A little ways from the Crocs, though. Ragavan goes to the bin here. Okay. Wow. Not even an attack. All right, so we're going to play Ugin here.
Yep.
I guess the question is, with the Ugin, do you want to kill Ledger Shredder? Probably. I mean, this goes up to 5.
No.
Why not?
No, just keep ticking up.
It goes to 5.
Yeah, but how big is Ledger Shredder? Ledger Shredder can only be a 4 power next turn. He's already used 2 Unholy Heats.
What about all the bolts?
I just keep ticking up here. You're gonna kill Ledger Shredder. He's gonna kill. I don't know.
I mean, I guess the question is just why not just kill it? You know? Okay, they throw something over here.
Here's why. Because he's been stuck on lands this whole game, and you have nothing going on. Like absolutely nothing going on. Like. Like you need to start drawing some cards at this point. That's what I'm thinking. So he's not at a high enough life total where he could just ignore it, even a 2/2.
So you're saying I'm going to find something to kill this?
Eventually, yeah. And if he does kill it, you at least have a hidden card, and you're getting another card deeper. I mean, he's got 5 pieces of gas in his hand.
I don't think it's gas in his hand.
I think it's something. He hasn't played anything this game.
3 more Ragavans, and they're going to be illegally deck checked.
What's on there? Is that a swamp?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to attack with a Death Touch dude here.
No, because then Death Shadow's big. Death Shadow tiny right now. Nah, I'm gonna hold the worm back here.
All right.
We went up for your Ugin, then I got to choose one thing. All right, Ugin dies.
How many Unholy Heats this guy gonna draw this game?
They're gonna be all on time.
Opponent doesn't have any more lands, by the way. It might be time to fire off that Field of Ruin.
Hit the steam vents.
Yeah.
You could hit the Blood Crypt and it probably would put him off of double black for the Croxa that's sitting here. Or we can just cling the Croxa. Okay.
Yeah, I like taking Croxa out.
Both of them?
There's 2 of them in there?
Yeah, and then that would grow a Ledger Shredder. So Ledger Shredder is going to kill us in about 3 turns now.
Yeah, I think you gotta do that. I hate this play, but I think you have to do it.
What about just drawing?
We also have, you know what? You could Field of Ruin that Steam Vents just to see if he has the land.
Oh, he has a basic island easily. I think we get over here personally.
He doesn't have to. You don't know that. These decks typically don't run basic island or basic mountain. One of the 2 basics he doesn't have.
They easily have the other basic. It's a
You
basic
think?
island. All right. I'm gonna go here. We're gonna hit the blood crypt here.
Okay.
He's gonna get a basic island. And we're gonna cling when they don't have the extra black here. Oh, they don't
I
have
told
anything.
you didn't have another black sword, another land. I called it.
That's crazy. These people are dumb. All right.
All right, now we go after. I mean, he's got the map to find another land, so I think we do have to go after the Croxes now.
We can get them in next turn.
Oh, we could just use that and tag the Ledger Shredder.
Yeah.
He will get to loot, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. And then we can cling one more time here.
Yep.
And I can cling one Crocs away, so we feel a little bit better about ourselves. I can't believe they don't have a second island. That blows my mind. They're clearly not afraid of Blood Moon.
Clearly.
I mean, I could just play Murder Strider, but I think we cling Croxa here.
Yeah. It's a 4-mana play. You have a bunch of mana up.
I should have left the Ugin down there in the Karn.
Why?
For the land that I can grab them from.
Oh, yeah. I don't think it's going to matter. I think at the end of turn, you get a fetch, which you're going to put a 5th card in the graveyard, and then next turn, you're playing Urborg, which you're going to put a 6th card in the graveyard. You can cling
and then just cling. Yeah. Okay.
You know?
Fair.
And as soon as he cracks that map, you're going to get another card in the graveyard as well.
I just realized Island would have helped Croxa anyway because we have Urborg helping our opponent.
Yep.
Okay. I think we're in an okay spot, though.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
I think it could be a little bit better, but we got action. We do need to probably touch the Croxa here because of the expedition map.
Oh, no doubt about it. Yeah.
So now do you just invoke first? Or no, we probably cling first. Shrink the graveyard here.
Cling first, shrink the yard. Invoke is a 4 damage spell. But yeah, I mean, Invoke he just sacrifices Monkey here.
And that's fine, but the invoke here is good after.
2 cards.
Yeah, and it's good after here because we get to invoke. It does the damage. I can play Murder Strider here as well.
That's true.
And we have a Death Touch here for this, or I could do Maze Mind.
Honestly, I like playing Murder Strider and swinging with a Death Touch, dude.
Yeah, I like that too. Let's see if we can end this game. I'm sitting here at the Maze Mind. I'm like, well, this doesn't get countered either.
That's right.
And just swing and then like trade whatever here. And then they can't really swing back.
No, they can't swing back. And then Maze Mind to him just draws a bunch of cards.
I love not being afraid of team or battle rage.
Right?
It feels great. There's no way they have that. This is gonna be the one night they do it to us. Wow.
No, he's just straight trading with that.
Wow.
That's great.
All right. They need to dig. They give it to us. 3-2.
I think he thought you attacked with the life fletcher. Anyway, anything red black.
3-2.
This deck is very good against.
Well, this one's heavy with the marches and fatal push.
That's hard to interact with. No shame there, and we basically lost our first round to mana to mana problems. The first game multiplied, in the second game, I think we mulliganed the second game. I'm not sure, but the opponent just had a good hand, and sometimes Murktide just beats you. Nothing to do about that.
I was joking with you earlier that we just lose to Murktide a whole bunch on this stream. I can't tell you why. It's just like we've got a target on our back, and I can't ever beat that list. So
yeah, I don't know why, but how did you feel running this list?
I think it's fine. I personally like my Liliana Death Horde General one because it kind of gets people with sacrifice 2 creatures, which is kind of cool. But I like this one. This one felt pretty similar to the Shadow of Doubt one I was playing, and I kind of agree with you on the not going for those big creatures necessarily and just sticking with the Invoke Despair plan. I think I just like casting this Invoke Despair.
Uncle Dave.